You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Welcome to the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. And welcome to glorious Honolulu. We offer you this reprieve from all the frigid weather, all the snow around the country right now. Come live vicariously with these two teams. They are in the spirit on Christmas Eve. Middle Tennessee and San Diego State. With that, we say hello. Welcome to paradise. Merry Christmas to all of you. Rod Gilmore, Mike Monaco with you upstairs.
Aloha.
Quinn Kasnick joins us in a moment. And the fact that San Diego State is even here right now is remarkable. You go back to October, their quarterback's playing safety, their quarterback's coach. He's coaching defense at Mississippi State, yet, Rod, here they are.
It's crazy. You think about what was going on with San Diego State the first 5 games. They had no passing attack. Out of 133 teams in Division I, they were last, absolutely last. 65 yards a game passing. You just never hear about that with San Diego State. They've been known to throw the ball really well. Well, after the 5 games and after big changes, coordinator, quarterback, coach, the whole thing, they switched over to a young man, Jalen Mayden, who has a Disney story, a Disney movie of his career. He was a great high school player. He was a 4th-string player at Mississippi State and then came to San Diego State. 4th-string quarterback here as well. Gave up on being a quarterback, moved over to the defense, was a backup safety, and then everything changed. They needed a quarterback. He stepped in, and look what he's done. He's brought back the passing attack. He is the heartbeat of the team. He is the team's MVP now. Incredible.
For more on him, we say aloha to Quinn Kasnick.
Amazing that Jalen actually started at safety against Toledo in week 4. He had his best game ever. He had 8 tackles. Well, guess what? Brady Hoke comes to him and says, we need you to play quarterback. He said, Coach, this is about we, not me, which is so contradictory to what you see in college football right now with the transfer portal. What he has done to this team, he's been the great unifier. They call him Moose because, let me tell you, he's an SEC athlete playing in the Mountain West. He's big, 6'3", 220. The defensive guys, they love him. They rally around him. The special teams players, hey, he was once one of us. He has galvanized this team, and they're 5-2 with Moose as their lefty starting quarterback.
Yeah, and now it's Moose against Middle Tennessee, who made some program history this year. Back in September, their first win over a top 25 team when they beat Miami, taking down the U on the road.
Oh, you remember it.
Yeah.
And we all remember it because we saw the updates, the highlights, and every single highlight showed somebody running by the Miami defense. Sometimes it was Jalen Lane, the wide receiver, who was incredibly quick. Sometimes it was simply Chase Cunningham, the quarterback, the former walk-on, who burst into the end zone. And then, the final piece, the final dagger, DJ England Chisholm showed his track speed from high school as he ran past that Miami defense. Everybody saw those highlights, and that put them on the map.
And then you got Chase Cunningham, what he did that day. And now, fast forward a few months, this is how the 6th-year senior closes out his career.
Yeah, from walk-on to starting quarterback, winding up his career, and this will be his last game. He's not an NFL prospect to be, but there's nothing wrong with having a great college career. You don't need the NFL to validate that.
A guy that Rick Stockstill is very proud of, the 4th longest tenured head coach in FBS. His Blue Raiders against Brady Hoke's Aztecs. 5 overall seasons across a couple of stints as the head coach in San Diego. And yeah, the weather is pretty good.
Are you going to rub that in the face of the rest of the country?
No. We just say live vicariously.
Okay. Right.
Here, please, you are welcome.
It is nice.
San Diego State won the toss, deferred. Middle Tennessee starts out, and when they have the ball, Rod, they got to worry about this guy who you love the way Jonah Tavai bends.
He is an amazing pass rusher. He's short, about 6 feet, 5'11", 285 pounds, but he's got great leverage, great balance, can bend around the corner, very quick hands. He's explosive when they move him inside. He is a wrecking ball, and he is fun to watch.
Big concern for this Middle Tennessee offense. How does their offensive line handle Jonah Tavai with all the career production and his cohorts on the San Diego State defensive line? Frank Peason is swarmed to start things out. Keyshawn Banks, one of those defensive ends, in on the stop for a loss of 3.
This is an aggressive San Diego State defense. They will bring pressure. They'll bring it from a lot of different places. They can be exotic on 1st and 2nd down. A little bit more predictable, I think, 3rd down.
And they're going to have to deal a lot with this tempo, this up-tempo in an air raid type of offense for Middle Tennessee. Cunningham out of the empty set, incomplete toward the sideline. Intended for Jalen Lane, the top wideout, and it brings up 3rd and long.
You mentioned the tempo and this glorious weather. It's a concern for San Diego State.
Yeah.
To play up tempo. What is it? About 75, 80 degrees right now.
And feels even hotter down on this turf here on the University of Hawaii campus. Isaiah Gathings motions out of the backfield on 3rd and 13, and it's a quick throw to Gathings out across the 30. He's wrapped up after a gain of 8, and it brings up 4th down, and the punt team will come out for Middle Tennessee.
Well, that's the way to handle up tempo. For San Diego State, you don't have to worry about it. If you get 3 and out, you can get to the sideline, get your rest, get out of the heat.
How you doing with the heat so far?
Since I got off the field, I've been fine. it was tough.
We were cooking down there. Quinn packed all of his sunscreen, lathered up pregame, so he is ready to go. Kyle Ulbrich is the great punter for Middle Tennessee, and Jordan Byrne, an electric return man, lets it bounce, and it trickles inside the 15, all the way back to the 10, and that's where San Diego State will start with it for the first time. Today's performance update prepared by TaxAct. Roger said to be pregame. Quarterbacks do it better.
Yeah, and two of the best. Both of them all-conference players. Raw first team over there, 18 pass breakups. And then Patterson on the other side, 6 picks. How do you get 6 picks and not make first team all-conference? I don't get that one. But these two guys are going to get tested because San Diego State has speed on the outside, 2 receivers that will challenge.
You really like both of the wideouts that those corners match up with, Jesse Matthews and Tyrell Shavers.
Yeah, good matchups. Shavers is the tall one.
6'6". He is 14 in the black and red. It's Matthews, the former walk-on himself, 5th-year senior, to the outside. And we get a look at Moose now, and a guy who just has that incredible story.
Moose, because he was always bigger than the other kids growing up. And he liked it and kept the nickname. It's followed him everywhere.
Listed at 220. 5th-year senior who has turned things around. You heard Quint talk about it, how important he has been rallying all sides and all phases of this football team after a 2-3 start to the year.
I don't think people get it.
Maiden. Might see him run it a little bit more as well with that big frame. Drew Francis on the stop, 3 yards, brings up 3rd and short.
If you think about how little quarterback he played until he became the guy here, a 2017 high school 4-star, didn't play in 2018, didn't play in 2019, was, COVID 2020 and stuck behind everybody. He's not getting reps. He's not getting practice reps. He's not getting meaningful coaching. And then in 21, he's over here. He's 4th string again, no reps. And then you go play defense, and now you're the guy. They had to do a crash course in the playbook for him to get him ready to go.
Yeah, it's really 5 years ago, the last time he was playing significant snaps. On 3rd down, play action, takes a shot, and it's incomplete. Intended for one of his tight ends, Jay Rudolph. And now it's 4th down and short, deep in their own territory.
Yeah, a little play action here, and he actually had his guy. And Middle Tennessee got away with a little bit of a hold to slow down a couple of receivers. Just couldn't come up with that one. I thought it was interesting that as we talked with their staff and offensive coordinator Jeff Horton, he said to get Maiden ready to play, he had to give him a playbook sort of like an in and out menu. Simple. I'll have number 1, I'll have a number 2. Nothing complicated like a Cheesecake Factory menu.
Yeah, a little different there.
You've held one of those menus.
The breadth of the menus in those 2 spots.
The whole thing.
Yes. We're hungry. That's your Christmas Eve dinner plans. Come on back to Hawaii with us after this. Back in Honolulu, Rick Stockstill in Middle Tennessee. Second possession coming up as we go down to Quinn.
Wants to operate out of their air raid as fast as they possibly can. San Diego State, they're old school, they huddle. What's critical right here for the Blue Raiders is getting that initial first down. Rick Stockstill told me pregame, he says, Tempo is all about making that first down, and then it becomes a snowball running down a hill, although you will not find any snowballs here in Waikiki. You may find some shaved ice on the beach.
It's very good, we've been told. On first down after both teams traded 3 and outs, Cunningham has to throw it away. Pressured there by Jonah Tavai.
You know, we talked about the big matchup being up front. You know, could that offensive line handle San Diego State up front? Jonah Tavai and Keyshawn Banks, quick, active. That's been a problem so far.
Quick throw out to the right side. It's a completion, and it's Yusuf Ali, the 6th-year senior, wrapped up by Dallas Branch after a couple of yards.
See how quickly on those last 2 plays that defensive line has been in the backfield? And they're playing with a light box, and by that I mean only 5 guys near the line of scrimmage, sometimes 6. They don't want to play man coverage on the back end if they don't have to. With that defensive line winning like this, they don't have to add to the box.
And now it's a 3rd down that Middle Tennessee faces. That all-important first down, Quint told you. Under pressure again, and Cunningham goes down. It's Jonah Tavai, the game record.
You see that explosiveness? Woo. How quick he is? He is something.
Loss of 14 prompted by the All-American.
I think he's won his matchup every single time. And this one, you see the quickness, just the step, the move, and all of a sudden he's back there. He wasn't the only one winning up front right now. Right now, that San Diego State defensive line, it's a no contest.
And that was such a concern for Middle Tennessee up front, staring down Tavai and company. Kyle Ulbrich back to punt, 61-yarder his first time. Jordan Bird, electric with a fair catch signal, just shy of the 30. We will search for some shaved ice when we come back to the Hawai'i Bowl.
The Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl is brought to you by Easy Post, the simple shipping solution, and TaxAct. File for less and get more.
Aloha ESPN, welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah, the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. No lays for us in the booth, but we were all tasked with acquiring our own Hawaiian shirts. I think we did all right, right?
I thought you did a terrific job selecting.
Thank you.
A little advice from Quinn.
Yes. You steered me right.
About where you should go look.
Quinn was thinking about going with the tank top only on camera pregame.
Yeah. I encouraged him to. Hot weather, but I got outvoted.
Yeah. No shirts and ties and suits like you see there. Glad to be with you on this Christmas Eve. We have not had a first down yet, just 2 combined yards offensively. Chance Bell, the 6th-year senior, for 3 yards.
Tank top would be good for ratings. This may be the hottest place on this island right now. I tell you, I've been here all week, coming from the LA Bowl, and just this spot on this artificial surface, yeah, 79 degrees, feels like 89. The sun is baking these players, and you're coming off a 3-week break for both teams. They've had to really focus this week, once in Honolulu, on hydration and getting their bodies acclimated.
Solid aviators from Quinn. Maiden tries the left side, incomplete toward the back shoulder of Tyrell Shavers.
How about
Teldrick Ross in coverage.
How about Ross on coverage? I mean, there was no room. That's a great job of forcing the receiver to the sideline, not giving him enough room. He was right on top of him. Great coverage.
Second team Conference USA pick, very experienced. They shuffled the secondary this year with some of the struggles they went through early on. He had been playing safety, but goes back to what he calls his natural habitat at corner.
And he's a willing tackler. You know, a lot of corners kind of shy away from it. He's second on the team in tackles.
His coverage sets up 3rd down and 7 for San Diego State and Jalen Maiden. Pressure coming. He stands in, fires it over the middle, and incomplete. Jacoby Thomas had the coverage. Matched up with Mekhi Shaw. Now it's 4th down.
Yeah, for either team.
Surprise you?
No, you know, when you think about it, you know, we're talking to the coaches on the field before the game, and they were concerned about the trip over, you know, the heat. Middle Tennessee had a 10.5-hour flight.
It's a fake here on 4th down, and San Diego State converts. rumbling into plus territory. It's the defensive end, Garrett Fountain, and that will inject some life into this place.
We expected Garrett Fountain to be a factor in the game on the defensive side, but how about a little trickeration early on? He's your up back here, you know, a little blasé, fourth down, no one paying attention, and terrific blocking on that left side. And clearly, it was the last thing Middle Tennessee expected.
And they're a team that has done a lot of those fake punts themselves with their star defensive end, Jordan Ferguson. But it's Fountain here for 27 yards. It gets San Diego State toward the 40-yard line. They try to chance Bell again on first down.
Brought down by Jordan Ferguson.
San Diego State huddling up. I bet you didn't have more than one game all season.
No game.
For that long, too. That's part of the change they made with Jalen Maiden, with the change in offensive coordinator, bringing in a new quarterbacks coach in Ryan Lindley, like we talked about as well, and getting away from a lot of that no huddle from early in the year. Second down and 10. Time for Maiden. He uncorks one for Matthews, who goes up to get it down the center of the field. 31 yards to Jesse Matthews.
So the knock on Jalen Maiden was that, you know, not a great deep ball passer, really great quick game, intermediate. He gives this guy a chance. And that's what you want your quarterback to do with the deep ball, to give your guy a chance. And he knows that Matthews can go up and get it. He put it up there and let him go get it. That is tremendous quarterbacking to make sure you give your guy a chance to make a play.
You expected that, for them to dare him to beat him with the deep ball.
Yeah, yep.
Two tight ends set here with Maiden under center. The fullback Martin Blake into the game as well. And Chance Bell on the left side for a yard before the tackle by Jordan Branch down to Quinn.
You guys were talking about the wristband that the quarterback is wearing, and they said, you guys mentioned it earlier, that how they shortened the inventory. Well, you look at that wristband and you say, well, how many plays are actually in there? And I was with the QB earlier. He said, what, 40, 50? He goes, no, 125. It's got multiple pages. It's like a never-ending book that keeps opening up. He said they dummied it down from 200. So early in the year, that wristband and this offense trying to manage 200 plays, and you can see they're struggling with that challenge right here. But that wristband has 125 plays. They told me it was done and printed before the trip. They had to make some minor adjustments last night.
Timeout.
So it's not in and out. It's more Cheesecake Factory.
I think so. I don't think they know. They don't know what the in and out menu looks like.
Back at the easy post, Hawaii Bowl, second down and goal for San Diego State, who has struggled in the red zone.
Yeah, 38%. That is awful. You really need to be somewhere around 70% touchdowns in the red zone to really be effective, to be doing well. You get that number, that's top 10, top 12.
Aztecs had to take that timeout midway through this first. Big gains of 27 on the fake punt and 31 through the air to Jesse Matthews. Maiden looks to the end zone for a touchdown to Mark Redmond. And San Diego State strikes first here in Hawaii.
Redmond ran a terrific route. He sold the outside move, and the defender went for it, and then he came right back to the post. He was open by like 7 yards. Just a tremendous move. You'll see the tail end of him coming back inside, matched up. Difficult matchup out there. He was on Stanley, the safety, just couldn't turn and go with him.
Jack Browning, the do-everything specialist, good on the point after. And Mark Redmond with his second touchdown, the Washington transfer who's been coming on recently.
Yeah, he's really done a nice job. And again, put the ball out there, let your receiver go make a play. Redmond with the tremendous route.
8 plays, 71 yards for San Diego State. And Moose, Jalen Maiden, getting the Aztecs into the end zone.
You know, the tight end was not part of the passing game the first 5 games of the season. Talented as Redmond, you know, is, he was ignored. The quarterback change really, really helped him.
Hey, Bowl Mania rolls on Monday afternoon with the Quick Lane Bowl here on ESPN, also on ESPN Deportes and the app. Jerry Hill done a great job in his first year at New Mexico State. Scott Leffler and Bowling Green, they're in their first bowl game since 2015. Coverage starts 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific from Ford Field in the Motor City. Yeah, you had seen this San Diego State team very early on in the season when they matched up with Utah. Redmond was a guy they had to get more involved, and that was the part of the season when the quarterback was an issue. You saw 3 different quarterbacks in that game for the Aztecs alone.
Yeah, it was a real issue for San Diego State. You think about all the things that happened with them, injuries, and Braxton Burmeister, who came over, he got hurt, eventually moved to wide receiver. Strange happenings at San Diego State.
Jalen Lane, right at the goal line, lets it sail over his head for a Browning touchback.
Let's go back to the touchdown. I want you to see Redmond and the tremendous route he runs. Now, he is the 3rd receiver in right there, and he's matched up against the safety, Stanley. This is one-on-one. You see the way he sold that outside move, and Stanley went all the way with it. No help inside. And so, perfect route. Defensively, you have to always protect the inside when you don't have help.
Well, now we get a look at Middle Tennessee offensively again, and they've had trouble with the D-line for San Diego State. So they get a quick throw to Jalen Lane. Very good wide receiver for 5 yards on first down.
You see the adjustment. Let's move him out of the way.
Yep.
We can't block him and stand still. Let's move the pocket.
After a lackluster first couple of drives for Middle Tennessee. Frank Peasant, the running back. Isaiah Gathings was in motion. He's got it here. He is a hybrid wide receiver tight end. He is a big body at 6'4", 222, and he's got a first down on a gain of 7.
Yeah, he is quite the athlete. You want him to be the first guy off the bus, so everybody sees him. They got a lot like that.
Here's Peasant on first down. Jonah Tavai in on the tackle. We got to monitor Frank Peasant, the top running back from Middle Tennessee. He left their regular season finale with a shoulder injury, left shoulder. He has practiced all week, but he hasn't taken contact until today. Pressure off the edge on second down, and a check down is incomplete for Yusuf Ali. So again, pressure from the Aztecs brings up third down.
And San Diego State will challenge you here. This 3rd and long situation, they will sometimes overload a side so that they can create a one-on-one situation for their main guy, Tavai.
They still go up tempo here on third down. On a throwback screen, it's a completion. And a first down for Middle Tennessee out past midfield to Bryce Bailey. Now there is a flag on the far side of the field. First time we hear from this officiating crew from the American Conference.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 79, offense, 15-yard penalty, third down.
That's the left tackle, Sterling Porche.
Well, it was a great call, and they had the quick screen set up to go against the pressure. But you see 79 there. I'm not sure that's a blindside block.
Just more so maybe finishing the block on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, it backs up Middle Tennessee to the 30-yard line. Cunningham over the middle into traffic and incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Gathings.
Yeah, Gathings felt like he had been held and pushed up a little bit. But, as long as the ball isn't in the air and you are in front of the receiver, you can put your hands on him. You can disrupt his route.
So 3rd and long goes awry. And the punt team comes back out.
That penalty really stopped what looked like a decent drive going on, including up-tempo was rolling. A little shaky call there, in my opinion.
Yeah, you didn't like it on the left tackle, Sterling Porche. Third punt already for Kyle Ulbrich, one of the good ones across the country. Bounces inside the 30 and rolls out near the 25-yard line to set up the Aztecs with the lead once again. Let's check out our drive recap brought to you by Easy Post.
Well, it all began with the fake punt, the big play by Garrett Fountain. Set up a nice short field, and then you come right back with a good pass down the middle to Jesse Matthews, and then wasn't done. Jalen Maiden over the middle to Redmond, the tight end, after a brilliant route where he set up the safety nicely, found himself cutting to the post wide open.
Perfectly executed to get San Diego State out in front. Keenan Kristen, one of the running backs, has come in for the first time, a speedster and a USC transfer. Marley Cook in on the tackle.
You know, Air Force did a great job on the San Diego State offense in the last game they played. And what they did was they took away the short passes. They ate up the airspace, so no free access. They got in the face of the receivers, and they loaded the box. And so they dared Jalen Maiden to throw deep and had a poor day, 16 of 31. I would expect to see more of that from Middle Tennessee.
And that's how you also end up with the -1 rushing yards that the Aztecs had in that regular season finale. Across the middle and incomplete, intended for Breon Penny, who is still down and slow to get up before third down.
Yeah. Penny took a little shot at the end of that.
Redshirt junior wide receiver and the younger brother of Rashad Penny, the former Aztec great.
I think that was Thomas, the strong safety, who came over to get the big hit on him.
Yeah, side by side with Teldrick Ross in coverage as well.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You're seeing a little bit more of them in the face of the receivers.
They bring pressure. It's a check down for Keenan Kristen. We told you about the speed. Kristen is gone. 73 yards for the touchdown.
He had 2 linemen 15 yards field down in front of him. And when he recognized that, he said, well, let me turn on the juice. And he's got speed to burn. A little slip screen got him out there, but the blocking was absolutely tremendous. You had 2 linemen who could not find anybody to block.
The best kind of convoy possible for San Diego State.
He was the Pac-12 sprint relay champ in 2021. There's a little example of the burners that he has.
We talked to Jeff Horton, who's stepping in as offensive coordinator. He said it's running back by committee because we are waiting for someone to step up and make that big play. The explosives that they get here from Kristen.
Yeah, he got the great block initially from Ula Ave, and then no other lineman could find a guy to block, and he recognized that this was no different than a relay sprint, and he showed you the jets. Look at that. He's got linemen running with him. There's not a white shirt around, and there's no way that anybody's going to run with him. He has got some wheels.
Let's go down to Quinn.
Yeah, that is vintage San Diego State football, man. They love to run the ball. They always have with Rocky Long, and now that's their same identity with Brady Hoke. The intention this week was to get that last win for his seniors. This is a senior-led, senior-driven program. The seniors on the flight over from San Diego, they got to sit in first class. I flew Southwest Airlines. These guys are flying in first class. It's all about the seniors for the Aztecs.
Q, I've been telling you for years, man. You got to change that. Come on.
Got to get the Gilmore first class treatment.
Yeah, you got to fly a different airline.
On the way out
You got
here.
to fly one that has the option of an upgrade.
Quinn Kesnick, man of the people. Hey, it's the season for bowl games. We got 4 more for you Tuesday here on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Starts at noon Eastern with the Camellia Bowl between Georgia Southern and Buffalo. Then in the ServPro First Responder Bowl, Memphis and Utah State. Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl, Coastal Carolina and East Carolina. And we cap the day with Wisconsin and Oklahoma State in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl.
Now this becomes a critical drive
Yeah.
for Middle Tennessee.
Where do they go? What have you liked when they do have a couple of first downs?
Well, if they can get the ball on the perimeter, they got a chance, but they can't protect right now.
Quick throw out to Jalen Lane in space. One of those speedsters you highlighted off the top, run out by Sedarius Barfield.
Yeah, get the ball out on the perimeter because they can't win inside. They can't win up front, and they can't do the drop back game because their the offensive line can't protect. So get it out quickly.
Empty set. Cunningham under duress. Spun away from trouble. Throws on the run toward the sideline and nearly intercepted.
I mean, even on the plays that, you want to move quickly and get out, they're still getting pressure on him. It's almost, like there's no one in the way. This is no contest up front right now.
A reshuffled offensive line has been problematic for Middle Tennessee early on. On third down, it's swung out to Peason and incomplete. And again, struggles very quickly offensively.
Well, you see the pressure is speeding up Chase Cunningham. I mean, he had a chance to complete that, but now everything has to happen faster. He's feeling it, and the accuracy, fell off on that play.
0 for 5 now on third downs. 15 plays, 17 total yards because of all the pressure from Jonah Tavai and that front six, so to speak, for the Aztecs.
It's been a dominant performance by that San Diego State defensive front.
Kyle Ulbrich has been busy, not the way you want to, early on in this first quarter. And again, they have kept it away from the dangerous Jordan Byrd. Finally touched inside the 20 on a 54-yard punt. Back to Quinn.
I loved our time yesterday with Jeff Horton, the interim offensive coordinator, running backs coach for San Diego State. This is a guy that goes way back. He goes back to being an assistant coach for Lou Holtz at Minnesota. And so, what I loved about him, there was a Yoda-like quality about him and how he's really simplified things and how this season has turned on its axis. His team is 5-2 over their last 7. It's about what can he handle? Okay, we're going to go in the huddle to get things organized and play slow. We're going to play to his strengths. We're going to shrink the menu, and you see all those elements now coming together for this Aztec team that found themselves basically in Week 5.
Maiden takes a shot on first down, and it's incomplete for Jesse Matthews with Teldrick Ross in coverage.
Quint, you're so right about all of that. It's complementary football. It is use the offense to help the defense, slow things down, do the huddle, run the ball, and the fewer plays that your defense has to play, the better chance you have to win. And that is, Brady Hoke, it's a Rocky Long thing that he's always believed in. You don't see a lot of that across college football anymore. It's simply, let's just outscore folks.
And Jeff Horton knows the types of head coaches that he's been a coordinator for. On the ground on second down for Jordan Byrd. And he is wrapped up by a very good defensive line as well. Quindarius Dunnigan on the tackle for a loss of 1. Third down.
Third down. Big time situation for Jordan Ferguson. Pass rusher extraordinaire. He's got a chance to finish as the all-time leading sack leader, for Middle Tennessee.
He just needs 1. He's got 22 of them in his career. 9 in white, the 6th-year senior and 3rd-year captain. On third down, it's Maiden on a drag to Shavers. Shavers gets to the outside, close to the sticks, reaching out. Wrapped up by DeCorian Patterson, will depend on the spot.
Good moves. Where's the spot? Now, Ferguson was not in on that play, standing on the sideline.
Timeout.
It looked like that might be a little bit short.
First second of the half.
Just a little
30
bit.
seconds.
You see what Ferguson has done throughout his career. Not in there because of the depth on that defensive line. Well, when it comes to fourth down, really in any situation, Jack Browning is your guy. He is the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Year. Field goals, kickoffs, punts as well. Took over this year, and like years past, the guy that does it all for the Aztecs.
You know, they seem to have a thing about having punters. Done it really well the last several years.
Pretty good company for
He's on
Jack
scholarship
Browning.
now too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they put him
back
on
in
scholarship.
September.
Yeah.
A couple of scholarships dished out by Brady Hoke over the course of this season. And we'll see what the review turns out. Ruling on the field was just short for Tyrell Shavers.
This could be a potential 4 down. Go for it here. Deep in your own territory. You're in the minus side of the 50.
Because you feel confident with the lead to do that?
You know, Brady Hoke told us yesterday that, you know, he's not a guy that just looks at the book. You know, they keep the analytics book handy, and he has someone who tells them, book says go for it. 4th down, less than 2 or 3. Book says go. And he says, I don't always go with that. I got to feel the game, feel the situation, understand the matchups. All that matters to him.
Throw in the yellow line for you as well, so that maybe Brady Hoke doesn't have to make that type of decision. We'll see. It is very close for Shavers out at the boundary.
Remember, you have to have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. And that angle, we don't have enough from that angle because it's not a direct angle, but they've got other views that they can look at.
By that you mean not down the line.
Correct.
Yep. Really enjoyed our chat with Brady Hoke yesterday, a guy you've known for a long time. Quint's known him a long time as well. What a season they've had to get to this point.
Yeah, and he's excited, optimistic about the chances of San Diego State joining the Pac-12 at some point. He certainly would like to be the coach to take them into the Pac-12. No decision has been made, and it doesn't look like the Pac-12 is going to be expanding anytime soon, not in the next few weeks or whatever. I think the commissioners come out and said nothing will be considered until after they get their television deal resolved.
Let's get the ruling.
After further review, the runner reached the line to gain. It will be a 1st and 10 for San Diego State. San Diego State is not charged a timeout. It will have 2 remaining in the half.
So smartly done by Brady Hoke, and he doesn't need to worry about the book and the analytics here.
Nope. You can go back to his play calling.
You're a West Coast guy. What do you think about that? Conference realignment, how they would fit in the Pac?
I think San Diego State has proven over the last several years they can certainly compete. They've beaten up on a lot of Pac-12 teams over the last few years. It's more an issue of, you know, do teams want to share money and how the presidents feel about expanding.
It's a flip to Jesse Matthews on a reverse, and he gets crunched. Out at the edge by Trey Fluellen, flocking to the football alongside Devin Curtis.
Honorable mention, Conference USA, Fluellen. He's a guy, he's a top tackler on the team, plays in the box a lot, and can deliver a blow.
Guy who does everything the right way in the estimation of his coaches. Scott Schaefer, the defensive coordinator for Middle Tennessee, had a lot of really good things to say about Trey Fluellen. 2nd down for Maiden, and that is going nowhere. Quindarius Dunnigan, the stop on Jordan Byrd. 3rd down coming up, and some momentum for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, we talked about the San Diego State front. I mean, you're seeing Middle Tennessee come alive. Dunnigan just used his quickness to get in the backfield, creating a nice, now a 3rd down and long situation. Trips formation. I'd be surprised if they played man coverage against this.
On 3rd down, pressure comes. Maiden on a draw. Beats Thomas to the outside. Maiden gets bumped out of bounds. Looked like he was short of the line to gain. Got a good block from Tyrell Shavers. 10 yards to the edge.
He is a tremendous athlete. People forget. He was a dual threat quarterback coming out of high school, a 4-star recruit. And now we're looking at a 4th and 1. Same situation, your analytics book. And Brady Hoke has looked at the book and said, yeah, the book's right. I should go for it here.
So he goes 3 tight ends and a fullback in Martin Blake into the game on 4th down and 1 for the Aztecs, who have moved it very well compared to Middle Tennessee. It's Maiden at 220 pounds, barreling to the outside to move the sticks for a first down.
I love that. Don't fool around handing the ball off. Let your big quarterback, get it free. Give him a lead blocker and let him get there. And it wasn't a huge lead block, but it was enough to create a lane.
He says that from his time defensively, it reset him in terms of the physicality needed offensively at quarterback in terms of finishing runs.
I am still trying to get over the fact that this guy had 4+ years where he really wasn't getting reps at quarterback. And he's the stud now, the star of the team.
On first down, out of a 2-back set, it's Jordan Byrd. Not much there, just the yard. And he was trying to find his way onto the field, however that was. Special teams he wanted to play last year, safety this year.
Quarter. I want you to think about this. Why didn't they recognize his talent beforehand? Think about that one during the break.
We'll try to answer that question after this when we come back to Hawaii. Back at the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl, San Diego State leads 14-0 with Jalen Maiden directing things as we go down to Quint Kesnick.
What you saw in that last drive, there were 2 plays there. The running play, the quarterback draw, and then the 4th down conversion. Those are plays, Rod, that you're not going to see in a spring practice or a summer practice session. Those are game-winning plays. So many teams don't put their quarterback in a tackleable situation in practice. The best thing that Jalen does is he's hard to tackle. He's a moose. He's a big man, and that has shined through in the last 7 games.
2nd down and 9, pre-snap movement as a flag flies on a free play out to the edge for Jordan Byrd. We will check the marker.
Quint, you're absolutely right. I mean, you never know what you have in a player until the lights go on. And all this, 7-on-7, doing it against air, and making decisions is great when, you really know what you have. But when you don't know what you have, it changes things.
Offside, number 9. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
And when they got this young man on the field, with the lights going on, they said, wow, he doesn't get nervous. He doesn't panic. He handles everything. And he makes the right play. It's something they weren't getting at quarterback. But they couldn't see those things. They couldn't understand those things, anywhere. Last year when he was on the team, before they got the spring ball, he decided they don't know what I have. I should play another position. It's an amazing story when you really, really dig into how it all happened.
Brady Hoke had accepted the penalty that was on Jordan Ferguson, and now a pre-snap flag.
Number 68, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
And I'm sure a little bit of it is, I mean, if you're Jalen Maiden, you're looking at it and you're going, I'm not the offensive coordinator's guy. He brought in a transfer quarterback. That's his guy. I'm not his guy. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get a chance, so I should move positions. And so just think about this. Had none of that had he not had this opportunity, his career would have ended without him doing this and without us getting to see him as a quarterback.
And those seniors, they wouldn't have flown here, first class, Southwest Airlines, whatever it is, to get to this point. Jordan Byrd, nothing doing at the edge, run out by Zaylen Wood, brings up 3rd down.
That's why I say it's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy how he was this close to never having been a starting quarterback at this level. And now he's their guy next year. They're not looking in the portal for somebody else. He's the guy.
Be back for a 6th season. And he will quarterback San Diego State. We asked Brady Hoke, have you seen anything like this? He said the only thing that comes to mind, he said it's not close. Charles Woodson at Michigan, returning kicks, playing some offense, in addition to being a DB.
But that guy was a bad dude, man. He was a bad dude. You knew he was good.
Ahead of 3rd down.
Delay game.
Delay of game on San Diego State.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Chuck Woodson showed up on campus. That guy's playing. He can play wherever he wants.
Couple pre-snap penalties on the Aztecs, moving backwards. Get a look at Jeff Horton. Good bucket hat going. Down to Quint.
Horton was not happy, gentlemen.
On third down, right through the hands of Tyrell Shavers at the sideline, incomplete. And now fourth down and a much-needed stop for Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, I was watching Jordan Ferguson. He got pressure on Maiden, but didn't get there, and he's fighting a double team too. So if he's going to get a sack today and get that record, he's going to earn it because they are really targeting him.
They read the scout on slowing down the sixth-year senior, who is a game wrecker in his own right, much like Jonah Tavai. Jalen Lane made the first couple guys miss. From his own 15, accelerates upfield past the 35. A defensive stop, a punt return of 21 from Lane, and some life for Middle Tennessee. Back to Hawaii after this. Middle Tennessee trails San Diego State as we welcome you back to the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Happy Christmas Eve wherever you are. We hope you are warm and safe, bundled up, watching this one. Middle Tennessee's got to get it going offensively, Rob.
I think they've got to do a change of the script now. I think the quarterback, Cunningham, has to run the ball more. They've got to force San Diego State to bring another guy into the box. They've got to give their speedsters on the outside a chance to get against man coverage. They haven't had that yet.
Quick throw, Cunningham with a completion to one of his best weapons, Jalen Lane, who is bumped out of bounds shy of the 30 by Devon Celestine. A missed tackle from Noah Tumblin on a gain of 30.
Yeah, you can see the skills for Jalen Lane. Change of direction, good hands, quick burst. That's a free access throw.
Cunningham goes quickly back to the edge again and incomplete, intended for Lane.
Yeah. If they're going to play 8 yards off, just take that throw. And that's what they've done the last couple plays. They looked up, they saw the corner laying off that far, and they said, easy access, we'll throw that ball.
That's what you mean, quick access. It's there for the taking.
Yep, if it's there, take it.
Cunningham, the sixth-year senior, started as a walk-on, suffered the torn ACL last year, playing in his final collegiate game for his home state team. He's got Isaiah Gathings on second down, pushing the pile, stood up initially by Michael Shawcroft. Gain of 6 brings up third down and manageable.
Better job by the offensive line. Quick game now. And, Cunningham has time. In the first quarter, he didn't have time. Even on the three-step, the quick game, he didn't have time to get rid of the ball. So up front, a little better job.
An offensive line playing without Jacque Graham, maybe the best offensive lineman for the Blue Raiders. He's not here in Hawaii. On third down, down the sideline, a shot, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jalen Lane, and Noah Tumblin stood right with him in coverage.
Yeah, really, really good job out there. And I like that there was no flag, no call on that. Pass interference is the hardest call to make. The judgment call. And oftentimes it's called incorrectly. Just because, we've gotten to the point now where offensive coordinators have decided that they will incorporate that into their decision-making. They might get a call, so throw the ball.
I like you standing up for the DBs.
Thank you.
Zeke Rankin from 44 yards is good. With his longest field goal of the season, the redshirt sophomore has been reliable, and Middle Tennessee is on the board.
The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl is brought to you by Dollar General. Save time, save money every day. And Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Pretty special in the holiday season. Yesterday, both teams stopping by the Children's Hospital and spending some great time with a lot of the youngsters out there. And that's Jordan Ferguson, and that's what he does pretty much all the time. He started a nonprofit, Hands Worldwide, and on Christmas, his mother's birthday, he often tries to do community service. Christmas last year, he was in Atlanta, and 50 dinners that he was handing out, spaghetti, rolls. We know Quint loves his rolls. Handing those out to homeless people in city parks. Pretty special.
Hot meals to folks who needed food.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
What a special young man.
Football and school going on, and he's finding time to help others.
Jordan Bird with a couple of stiff arms on a return. There is a flag down as he was brought down shy of the 30.
You know, Quint's probably thinking, why'd I get a shot about rolls? How'd I catch a stray?
He stole your Hawaiian roll at Duke's last night.
It wasn't a steal.
It was an offer.
It was an offer.
During the return, holding, number 81, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Down to Quint, king of the Hawaiian roll.
It was good to see you guys up early working off those Hawaiian rolls. Ferguson cares about everybody else first, and then he takes care of himself. This is a young man who, admittedly by the coaching staff, he matured. He's a former pain in the rear, got his degree, really, flipped his attitude, the full 180, playing now, I believe, in his 58th game. He'll get some looks from the NFL as a late round pick or a free agent pickup. Now, he lacks the ideal length for that position, maybe a subtle position move. Undoubtedly, he is a baller, and he gets NFL looks.
And he can play, And at the end of the day, you want guys who can play. And if he gets a shot, he will show some folks that he can play. What 34 career sacks already? One more to become the leader at Middle Tennessee.
He's coming off the edge, bringing pressure on Maiden, who throws a pick. It is the ball magnet to Corian Patterson. And boy, does Middle Tennessee come up huge here in the second quarter.
We talked about both of their corners at the beginning of the telecast. And Patterson had 6 picks coming into this game and wasn't first team all conference. And now he makes another one. Pressure in the face of the quarterback, Maiden. And look at that guy. He's got great hands for a defensive back. That's a game-changing play. Now you give your offense a short field, a chance to get right back in it.
Corey Patterson had not one but two interception games this season for Middle Tennessee, including in the regular season finale. And now he's got a pick to set up a short field for the Blue Raiders. Frank Peasant, the running back, and Cunningham goes down. Sacked by Keyshawn Banks. It's a loss of 10.
Yep. We've talked about these two guys. It's either Tavai or it's Banks. And there you see him coming right up the middle. They moved him from the edge to the inside, get a better matchup, and he blew right by his guy.
So many veterans in that front 6 in the 3-3-5 for San Diego State. Pressure again on Cunningham, and it's back-to-back Banks sacks.
At the last play, it was the speed of Banks. This play, it was his power. He drove his blocker back into the backfield. Just watch his get off here, and he just keeps driving his man back into the end zone, working against Porsche, number 79.
On 3rd and a mile, it's Jalen Lane out at the edge, and he slides down shy of the 35 after 11 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
How big were those two plays?
Massive.
Took them completely out of scoring range.
Couple of sacks from Banks. This is too far for Zeke Rankin, their field goal kicker, so even on 4th and 19, they'll go for it.
It's no man's land. You might as well go for it. You can't make a field goal.
Empty set for Cunningham. Pressure comes again, and again Cunningham goes down. This defense is relentless, and it's Kyron White who got home a turnover on downs.
They are attacking them inside and off the edge. It does not matter. Whatever blitz they dial up works. Gonna get some more of this.
Three sacks by the Aztec defense.
And it turned around what was an easy short field for Middle Tennessee, had them set up, and it was Banks on the first 2 plays getting sacks for 10 yards each time. And then Kyron Wright comes on a blitz just outside the guard, and again, a 16-yard sack. So 3 straight plays knocked them 36 yards back. They got nothing out of it after a pick set them up with a short field.
Defensive coordinator Kurt Maddox has got to love that, what he has received from Banks and Kyron White, who is stepping in as the backup will linebacker. Mekhi Shaw nowhere to go on a jet sweep, strung out nicely there by the Middle Tennessee defense.
Man, oh man. Wow. I still can't get over that last series. That's amazing. Can't debate that.
And in terms of the significance in time of game as well, when Middle Tennessee had the field goal, a long one from Zeke Rankin. They got the pick, like you said, a short field, but just with that, San Diego State gets it back. DeCorian Patterson has come out of the game right now, the corner who had that pick for Middle Tennessee. Maiden stood in against the pressure, and he finds Jesse Matthews to move the sticks for a first down to the 35.
The timing and the route timed out perfectly. He gets rid of the ball. The anticipation of the break, he throws a catchable ball, puts it out there, doesn't have to drill it because he throws it on time. Nicely done.
And how many times did we hear that word poise from the coaches of San Diego State yesterday, and that Maiden is willing to stand in there against pressure. And it leads to the good timing with Matthews, his trusted wideout. On first down, Maiden launches deep down the field and incomplete. And now a late flag comes in. Dedrick Stanley, the nickel, was matched up with Jesse Matthews. And boy, Jalen Maiden took a shot as well.
That's a flag that should be picked up.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. Take it down.
You have to let guys play, and if there's mutual combat, you really can't throw the flag. You really should be only throwing that flag when one of the participants really gets an advantage by a push-off or something.
Quinn, what do you got on Patterson?
Well, first of all, Rod's never seen a flag for a PI call that he doesn't want picked up. Patterson's having his left ankle retaped. He looks okay. We'll see if he can make it back in the game. He's got 7 picks this year. He's got a real knack for reading the quarterback's eyes and getting a good jump on the ball. He's looking eager to get back in this game as the sun is now setting on this far sideline.
And on second down, a throw to the sideline, and that is caught. Beautifully done by Tyrell Shavers.
You notice that Quinn ignored that the officials agreed with me.
He left out a piece of evidence.
Look, I hardly get folks to agree with me. The big debate in my house is whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Ooh. Did he end with that? I'm not sure he's got control of it. But speaking of Die Hard, I did ask both coaches if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. What do you think Brady Hoke said?
I think he said no. 3 tight end set on third down. Maiden keeps, and he is wrapped up. Jordan Ferguson stood up Maiden, and it brings up fourth down.
What do you think Stockstill said?
I think he said no.
Stockstill said no.
Okay.
He said, hey, it's just a movie, that adventure happened during Christmas time. That's it. Brady Hoke said, oh, yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
Oh, he gave it to it. Jack Browning comes on for a 43-yard try. We told you he is excellent.
Wow.
And Browning pulls it.
Wow. Had enough leg, just pulled it.
Rick Stockstill, no to Die Hard being a Christmas movie, and yes to the missed field goal from San Diego State. First time.
Stars in our stocking, MVPs fill the tree. St. Nick's and Kings, reindeer in flight. The NBA on Christmas Day.
And here on Christmas Eve, we welcome you back to the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. Middle Tennessee, San Diego State, alongside Rod Gilmore and Quinn Kesnick. Mike Monaco with you, our entire crew behind the scenes. Darius Bracey comes on for the first time, the second leading rusher, the Central Michigan transfer, and the backup to Frank Peason. Garrett Fountain in on the tackle, and there hasn't been much for the ground game for Middle Tennessee.
That was only the third run of the game for Middle Tennessee. It's a true air raid offense. They don't run it a lot.
Yusuf Ali out of the backfield with a drop as they tried to swing it out to him, and now it's 3rd down.
Mitch Stewart, the offensive coordinator, told us yesterday that he did visit Mike Leach in Washington State a few years ago to learn the air raid a little better. And he said all the other coaches there told him just before the meeting, don't ask a question. Don't ask. If you ask a question, it's a banana peel, and we'll never get through our meeting.
They weren't trying to be rude. Cunningham under pressure, slings it to the outside, and he's got Jalen Lane with some wiggle. And Jalen Lane with the individual effort to move the sticks.
Did he catch that? I mean, what an effort to get his hands down low and come up with this. He scooped this like a baseball player and just kept going.
And now that gets batted down on a quick throw. Caden McDonald broke it up.
It's the tremendous effort as he moves through the ball, comes back to the ball, and is able to keep moving. Good yards after catch.
One of the guys you really liked. He's got a lot of speed. Him and DJ Anglin Chisholm. Middle Tennessee is going to need a lot from them. Ali, the motion man. Pressure off the edge. They swing it out to the flat. And Elijah Metcalf probes for some space. Rather, Darius Bracey as we go down to Quentin.
The offensive coordinator, Mitch Stewart, very aware of the tangential nature of Mike Leach. As I was. I walked to work with him once in Pullman, and we debated the existence of dragons. But Stewart was a former quarterback
I think you offended Quint.
at Valdosta, where Chris Hatcher was the head coach. And so is that connection with Valdosta and Chris Hatcher, the head coach at Sanford right now, that is the connector between Stewart, Hal Mummy, and Mike Leach. Thought it was interesting that Stewart, in almost a Leach-like maneuver, brought his wife and 2 daughters to our meetings yesterday. Ricky, his wife, and Stella and Emerson, his 2 lovely daughters who are great volleyball players in the Middle Tennessee region.
Yeah, that was a first for a coach's production meeting. We'll keep an eye on Darius Bracey. 3rd down, Cunningham tucks, lost the football. Bounces around still all the way back toward the 30 before it's pounced on, and it looks like Middle Tennessee at the bottom of the pile.
I think Cunningham carrying that football a little too loosely and just gets poked out. I think he just lost it. I don't think he got poked out. I think he just lost it as he was trying to move to the outside. Everything is just going wrong in Middle Tennessee. Haven't found any kind of a rushing attack. They came in thinking they had to run it enough to force San Diego State to give them the matchups on the back end, the man coverage, and they haven't been able to do that.
Frank Peasant, the running back, one of the guys who went diving in to prevent the ultra short field. And on 4th down and 20, again, it's Kyle Ulbrich to punt for Middle Tennessee. He sends one booming. Jordan Bird backpedals. It bounces inside the 10, took a turn, and into the end zone for a touchback. Parker Hughes couldn't keep it out. Hey, the annual NBA on Christmas Day tradition continues. 5 star-studded games here on ESPN and on ABC. Sixers-Knicks starts the day at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Lakers-Mavs, Bucks-Celtics, 2 best teams in the NBA, mind you. Grizzlies-Warriors, and Suns-Nuggets caps the night.
Stressing out Warrior fans, man.
What are you going to do?
And Steve Kerr, we trust.
Yeah.
Come on, Steph, get healthy. Get back. Please.
My Celtics fandom, they got back in the win column yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Looking like maybe the best team in the league right now.
Yeah.
Except for that beatdown they got at Golden State a couple weeks ago. But.
Yeah, and then they had lost 3 in a row before yesterday. We'll see them against the Bucks tomorrow. San Diego State by 11, and on the pitch to Keenan Kristen. He couldn't handle it. And Middle Tennessee with another takeaway. It's Christian Dixon, the linebacker.
This was just a drop. Nothing wrong with the toss. He just dropped it. And now, if you're Middle Tennessee, this is the second opportunity for a short field and a chance to get points. Remember the last time they were down here, they got a pick and then suffered 3 straight sacks. Took them out of field goal range, out of scoring range. Now you've got the ball on the 17, and this is where I think you might have to force the issue. You've got 2 outstanding receivers outside. You got to find a way to get them the ball, and if you're likely to get single coverage, you got to take the shot at it down here from this area.
In the red zone for this Blue Raiders offense, which 28 plays, 28 yards, yet
wow.
Here they are, like you said, knocking on the door, and they need to capitalize. Frank Peason, the physical running back, gets stood up at the 15 after a couple of yards by Cyrus Fiaseu, the middle linebacker.
Patrick Morris showing up in there also. Again, can they get a matchup to take a shot on the outside? That also requires the pass protection.
4 wide receiver set. Isaiah Gathings in motion, 2 in white. It's Peason fighting for space, and he gets tripped up, dives forward. He is just short of the line to gain. It brings up 3rd down and a little bit, and they'll go tempo again.
Tempo, and good job on the right side. Rutledge, 77 at the right guard with a good block.
Very talented youngster. Why not Peason again, who seeks contact? The initial spot looks like he is short. Would bring up 4th down. Michael Shawcroft playing in his final collegiate game in on the tackle. 4th down, offense stays out there.
Now you could kick a field goal and make it a 1-possession game.
And look what's coming in.
Oh,
they call this the diesel package. The defensive linemen come in for Middle Tennessee ahead of 4th down.
Quint, I like the big diesel package. That is a good timeout by San Diego State.
With 3:20 to go here in the second quarter, it's Rick Stockstill that takes the timeout.
Oh, I thought San Diego State called it, thinking new formation, they couldn't match up with it. But Middle Tennessee, that's too bad for them because they had a formation that San Diego State wasn't ready for.
Let's bring in Quint.
I'm with Coach Rick Stockstill, pacing the sideline here, eyeing up this 1st down. How much is it? Well, I don't know. It looks like half a foot. This is a big play in this game, okay? This game's gotten a little wonky here in the second quarter with the turnovers and the sacks. And next thing you look up, the Blue Raiders are still in this game. If they can make a 1st down here, they go with the diesel, the D personnel, the big guys. See what they got.
4 defensive linemen into the game for Middle Tennessee on 4th down. They fake the pitch. Cunningham to throw for Ferguson for a touchdown.
Are you kidding?
The big fella.
He didn't get the sack, but he gets the touchdown catch? Wow.
There is a flag down in the end zone.
Yeah, they threw the flag because he spiked the football. Come on.
There are thick sixes, and then there are those kinds of thick sixes. Happy holidays a day early, folks.
Yeah, and I'm not mad at him for spiking the ball. He's a defensive end.
Sort of the play was a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 of the offense, his first of the game. That penalty was enforced on the kickoff.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's his first touchdown catch.
He has done a whole lot of everything in his career.
But that was a heck of a route and a catch. And, yeah, spike the ball.
271-pound defensive end, Jordan Ferguson, a 6th-year senior. He's got a chance to set the sacks record today. But out of that diesel package, It's the first Middle Tennessee touchdown, and they are within 4.
He lined up. You see the spiking of the ball, and that threw the flag. I wouldn't throw a flag on him for that. But hey, it is what it is, right? But what a job he did. 271 pounds, getting off the line of scrimmage, getting into the end zone. And did you see the speed he showed running across the end zone and getting to the football? Pretty impressive.
First career touchdown grab indeed for Jordan Ferguson, and it is a glorious touchdown. Down to Quinn.
They told us they were going to run some diesel, which is the big boys, but they also had a pirate look out of it. We're not sure if that was just a strict diesel or they added the pirate look, and owed out of respect to Mike Leach. Either way, wow, what a gutsy call, and it proves to really perk up this MTSU sideline.
Yeah, a pirate package installed during the bowl prep. The nomenclature, of course, as Quint said, an ode to Mike Leach out of the air raid tree. Jordan Bird on the return. Gets out after the penalty shy of the 30. Yusuf Ali, great special teamer, in on the tackle.
Let's go back to the touchdown and take a look at Jordan Ferguson. Again, he is a pass rushing specialist. There he is on the edge, 271 pounds, sneaks across, runs by the linebacker, and calls for the football. Throw
Here's
me the
return.
ball.
Holding, number 40.
He got it.
The receiving team. 10-yard penalty.
We told you his
First down.
nonprofit is called Hands Worldwide.
He
And this
showed-
qualifies.
he
Hands
showed-
Worldwide out here in Hawaii.
Yeah, he showed hands. He showed route running. He showed some speed. That's
This
pretty cool.
is what the Hawaii Bowl is all about.
Yeah.
Put your defensive ends in, on the line, hand in the dirt, throw it to them when you needed some sort of offense. And Jordan Ferguson supplies it for Middle Tennessee. Not even 50 yards of total offense, but they're within 4. After the penalty on the return, Maiden under pressure, and Maiden goes down. He is sacked inside the 15 by Jalen Davis, leading the charge for the Middle Tennessee defense on a loss of 5.
An inside blitz, and San Diego State could not hold up on it. Tremendous pressure brought inside, and they had Chance Bell in the backfield trying to help pick it up. Couldn't pick it up.
Jalen Davis, redshirt junior, pretty experienced player, one of the linebackers that they rotate through in Scott Schaefer's system. Second down and 15. And Maiden is brought down again, this time by Parker Hughes. Ferguson exults. San Diego State backed up inside the 10, and it's third down.
And Parker Hughes, he was a guy
Timeout.
who would not be juked. He showed some good
Tennessee,
change of
their
direction
second
to
of
make
the
this
half.
open field tackle.
Please set the game clock.
He's trying to think, watch, here he comes. He's like, oh, change of direction. Got to get back inside. Look at that tackle. Nicely done.
And Rick Stockstill takes the timeout, so still more than 2 minutes to go here until halftime. Down to Quinn.
Things didn't look good for this Blue Raider team. Down 14-0. No answers on offense. They were going backwards more than they were going forwards. But they've stayed the course and kind of fought out of that funk, led by this defense and some critical playmaking on O. As the sun has set over Waikiki Beach behind us, as it's setting, it's gotten cooler on this bench. They're in the shade. But all it's done is enliven this group. They're on fire right now. This group is playing with incredible emotion. The momentum change here is dramatic.
Sure has been here in this second quarter for Rick Stockstill and his Middle Tennessee team. How aggressive does San Diego State get on third down and 20? Maiden has it batted down, and it's Jordan Ferguson doing it on both sides. Fourth down.
Ferguson, man, he is taking this game over. Catch the touchdown pass, come right back, stop a third down. We've seen his speed. Here he is on the right side. Watch him get up. Knows he's not getting up like a volleyball spike. Like he's over the net, knocking the ball back down.
It's like the volleyball we saw being played on Waikiki Beach yesterday that Quinn wanted to jump in and play.
I told you guys spending too much time in the sun. I was worried about you guys.
Too much time on our phones. Jordan Ferguson revs the engine. Jalen Lane, the return man, drifts back to his 40. He's got speed. Jalen Lane cuts it upfield, gets dragged across the 50 by Makai Shaw, and it's good field position with still more than 2 to go until halftime. College football playoff semifinals are next Saturday, December 31st, here on ESPN and the ESPN app. Michigan at TCU in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, 4 Eastern, noon Pacific. Then, number 1 Georgia, number 4 Ohio State in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. The winners, of course, play Monday, January 9th, here on ESPN.
That's a pretty good football game now. Help the folks out who are putting the final touches on Christmas planning. Trying to get through and get the final messages to Santa.
Happy to share it with all of you wherever you are watching. Frank Peasant for 3 yards on first down. 1 timeout for Middle Tennessee. About 2 minutes to go.
Plenty of time, no need to rush.
They go quickly out of an empty set, and Cunningham has to get rid of it. He threw it toward the sideline and intercepted by Des Malone. The pressure forces the miscue, and Keyshawn Banks might have got a piece of it.
Trying to throw it away, but threw it in the wrong direction. You got to throw it out of bounds, not up in the field of play. Falling away, didn't have the arm strength to get it out of bounds. But that ball has got to go into the 3rd row. Only 2nd down. You can throw it away and come back and play the next down. Now, you lost a golden opportunity with the time left to have a 2-minute drill and get points.
It's a couple times with a short field for Middle Tennessee. First, it was the 3 sacks within 4 plays, and now it's the pick. Gives it right back to the Aztecs with 1:49 to go until halftime. Quick throw for Maiden on a slant across the middle. Just shy of the sticks, it's Jesse Matthews to bring up 2nd down and inches across the 40.
Now Jalen Maiden gets to have a 2-minute drill.
Quick throw, right side, incomplete. Intended for Matthews. 2nd down goes awry, and it's 3rd down and inches.
They've got plenty of time. Pick up the 1st down, and they can go back to their 2-minute offense.
Jordan Byrd, shifty running back, fighting for space, and Jordan Byrd, tackled by Zaylin Wood and Dedrick Stanley. He's got a 1st down.
So they've got, 2 timeouts, I think? They marked him short.
Initial spot from the far side judge had enough.
Yeah.
But they are going to say he's short.
Wow. I mean, as we saw that, we thought he had enough for it, and the far judge seemed to indicate 1st down, but another official came in and said, no, short. Well, this has got to be Maiden with the ball here, right?
Out of a 2 tight end set, he hands it off. Submarine. Bird got wrapped up by Deontay Stanley.
That far official looked like he didn't mark him for a 1st down.
And now a flag flies as well at the end of it.
They ran Bird. He's 170 pounds.
You would have gone with Maiden.
220 plus pounds, yes.
Well, we wait on the verdict here, and Brady Hoke's getting an explanation.
Rolling on the field was the runner was short of the line to gain. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 14, offense. Correction, number 15, his first of the game. It will be a 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10 for Middle Tennessee.
Wow.
This is a catastrophic situation. Not only do you not make the 4th down conversion, but at the end of the play, Bird has words with the line judge, Tracy Jones, who then throws a flag. So not only are you in your own territory, you go for it on 4th and short. What's the upside there, Rod? Then to tack on the bad news, it's 15 yards and a dead ball foul.
Quinn, I don't know why on a 4th and short you're running a 170-pound guy in there. We've seen you run your quarterback inside, and he's a big, tough runner, and he's picked up. He had 2 opportunities to run your quarterback and get the first down, and you didn't do it.
And so they cough it up to Middle Tennessee, who gets a short field once again inside the 30. Cunningham incomplete. And again, it goes back for Bird to the 3rd down play with that line judge where he thought that the signal was first down on 3rd down.
But now look what you have. You have a chance now for Middle Tennessee to get points. Take care of the football. They should have a shot at a field goal at worst if they take care of the ball.
Which Cunningham did not on the last possession for Middle Tennessee. On 2nd down, he's under pressure again, juked away from a couple, but then wrapped up by Justice Tavai with the sack to bring up 3rd down, and a timeout with 32 seconds to go.
I'm just a little perplexed, with some of the play calling. You're having trouble protecting the quarterback. Drop back isn't going to work here. Get the ball out quickly. Give yourself a chance to at least ensure 3 points, because this is a turnover. Any points you get off of a turnover is a win. You don't necessarily have to get the touchdown here. You're in this game. And so if you can pick up 3, you're in a great spot, a very good spot. But the drop back game has not been there for them because they cannot protect the quarterback.
And now you need some sort of yardage here. You're also out of timeouts at this point. So you got to run a pretty quick operation if you can get some yardage. Rankin hit from 44 earlier, but that's a season long for him. Previous season long was 35.
Yeah, this is a 50-yarder. I'd want 10 yards here, and I wouldn't even mind getting it over the middle because you'll stop the clock with the you'll be able to get up there and get set and clock it so that you can kick that field goal.
On 3rd down, pressure again. It is over the middle, and it's incomplete. Intended for Isaiah Gathings. Patrick McMorris broke it up, and so now it's 4th down. And they will trot out Zeke Rankin to try it from, like you said, just about 50 yards.
Yeah, and if you don't get sacked, you got a chance to have a shorter field goal. Now it's just, does he get his career long for this season?
He hit from 46 last year. This from 49 for Zeke Rankin. Kyle Ulbrich, the holder. Rankin's kick on its way, and Rankin is good.
Awesome. What an awesome kick. That's bailing out the offense. That's a good job.
It's a Hawaii Bowl record field goal. 49 yards for Zeke Rankin.
Oh, he hit that one true. No doubt about that one.
Good weather. I would love to kick here always, right?
I think we might have trouble getting you on a plane. I'm not sure you want to leave.
Who would? Rick Stockstill with a fist pump on the sideline. Rankin feeling pretty good about himself. A guy who had only attempted from longer than 35 yards 1 time all season. He tried from 43 in the finale. He missed, and all he's done today is come out and drill from 44 and now drill from 49, and just like that, it's a 1-point game.
He was Mr. Football in Tennessee, won 3 consecutive state titles with his high school team. Man knows success.
He's doing it today for Middle Tennessee as well. Scott Payne handles kickoffs. Jordan Bird is back deep. Short kick, they want to stay away from Bird. Up the center of the field and out toward the 40, it's Max Garrison. There is a flag, a couple of them that fly in.
During the return, illegal block in the back for 51, the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
San Diego State has struggled with penalties as well. That's been the case now on a couple of returns for Brady Hoke's bunch. Hey, coming up at the half, Zubin Lahenti and Trevor Matic are in the studio. They're talking Capital One Bowl Mania updates. Plus, Trevor, he'll give out some gifts as Trevor Claus. And Drake May chats about those rumors. Plus, Chase Brown to the NFL draft.
The portal rumors, they just continue.
It's a lot of money that was being talked about in those cases. A lot of portal talk at this time of the year, really at all times of the year.
The free market, man.
Yep. Capitalism, alive and well. We hit halftime here at the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. San Diego State got off to the fast start. Middle Tennessee with the second quarter serve. 1 point lead for the Aztecs. After the break, it's Zubin and Trevor in the studio for the halftime report.
Straight from his mouth, quote, those rumors weren't really reality, telling ESPN's Pete Thamel any offers of $5 million a season for him to transfer, nothing there. He's staying at UNC. But Trev Chase Brown is heading to the NFL, the FBS's leading rusher.
And that's the right thing. Great career at Illinois. But he's got to get to a second contract as a running back in the NFL. And as a 205-pound Big Ten running back, he had 328 carries this year. He doesn't need to have 328 more next year when he's not getting paid.
Mel Kiper says he's the 9th best running back available at this point on the board. Second half is on the way.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
And we welcome you back to the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Not too far from Waikiki. Oh, the beach has been beautiful. We get ready for the second half. San Diego State up 1 on Middle Tennessee. Let's check out our first half stats brought to you by Dollar General. Negative 53 rushing yards for Middle Tennessee, the lowest in a first half in FBS since 8 years ago.
Yeah, you know, Middle Tennessee doesn't want to run it an awful lot, but they want to be able to run it enough to help their air raid attack. But they've got nothing on the ground, and San Diego State has just been after them all game long. And it started right away. I mean, Tavai, right off the bat, was in the backfield. So far, 5 sacks, 7 tackles for losses. Banks gets into the backfield. The pressure created turnovers. There's a pick here that stopped the situation. And really, it's been San Diego State's pressure, whether it's sacks or hits on the quarterback. They've disrupted Middle Tennessee enough to, you know, put them in the tough spot. But the last couple of drives, they got back into the ballgame.
All those sacks in a wonky, as Quint called it, second quarter. It was choppy at times, but it was eventful. And a 1 point game as we start the third with the Aztecs on offense, and we do check in with Quint Kesnick.
3 things for you to chew on. One of them is not Hawaiian rolls. For San Diego State, Brady Hoke said this game is just being dominated by defensive line. What's the answer for them, the Aztecs? Well, said you're going to see more RPO on this drive. You'll also see more quarterback run. The third thing is my valet attendant today getting into my rental car switched my station to the best island reggae station I have ever listened to. And a pet peeve of mine is don't touch my radio station, parking attendant. This guy did. Thank you so much. What a great Christmas Eve gift that was.
I couldn't believe how cool and calm Q was coming into the stadium. And he's like, you should have heard the radio station I was listening to.
So that's one pet peeve we've learned. We did pass Festivus, but we got to get the full list from Quinn. I think it could be pretty spicy. And valet, too. That's big league. So more RPO, more quarterback run, and it is a handoff to Jordan Bird to start things out. Do you like that recipe for the Aztecs?
Well, you know, RPO really isn't who they are. You know, I get why they want to do it. Quarterback run game makes a lot of sense to me. You know, I would lean on that to force Middle Tennessee, you know, to bring another guy into the box and see if that will give you a chance to get Matthews more single coverage and get him more open.
We still have not seen DeCorian Patterson, very good cornerback for Middle Tennessee, come back. Deontay Stanley has been in. Maiden on a rollout, sails it toward the sideline and incomplete in the direction of Jesse Matthews. Jordan Ferguson brought the pressure.
But when they get the single coverage like they did that time, they don't have the time. You can't give the quarterback enough. This defense has done a really good job on Jalen Maiden after the first couple of series. I mean, his numbers passing have not been good since the second quarter. So early second quarter, they've done a really good job of jumping on the short routes.
On 3rd down and 8, Maiden steps up. He rolls out. He directs. He pumps. Gets hit by the sideline by Jalen Ram, who runs him out of bounds after a gain of 5. Very close to the sticks.
I don't think he got there.
No. So 4th down and short. Good pursuit by Jalen Ram on Jalen Maiden. And San Diego State will punt.
You know, one thing that is cool about what's changed in college football is that it used to be whenever there was a 4th down almost anywhere in the field, the punt team came on. Now you never know. There's a little bit of uncertainty almost every single time. Remember they had a fake punt.
Yes.
Early on.
With Garrett Fountain, one of the upbacks for San Diego State. Jack Browning, though, gets this one away, and it's a good one. Sends Jalen Lane backpedaling toward his 10. Very shifty. Lane to the sideline, and he tiptoes out of bounds just shy of the 25. Let's take a look at tonight's clutch delivery, brought to you by Chipotle.
Well, how about your star defensive end making a touchdown catch, running a great route? Who knew he had hands like that? You talk about a clutch catch. That catch got Middle Tennessee right back in the ball game. I am mad at you for spiking it. I would have spiked it too.
Have your fun, Jordan Ferguson. Couple of tight ends into the game here for Middle Tennessee ahead of 1st down from the 24. Cunningham throws up the sideline to Isaiah Gathings. And Gathings pushes across the 45, and that's a good way to start. 22 yards for the Blue Raiders.
You don't really have an air raid offense when you have 2 tight ends in the game, but it's modified, and they sneak out Gathings for a big catch. We talked about him, 6'4", 222, good-looking athlete. He needs more touches.
Frank Peason out, so Darius Bracey comes in.
2 tight end look is a change.
They flip it to Jalen Lane. Try to get his speed on the edge, and Jalen Lane run out by Devon Celestine, and that is a change, those couple of tight ends for Middle Tennessee.
They were struggling so much up front. It makes sense, to bring the 2 tight ends in, give them a little help, and try to find a way to run the football because they have not had any success, and the inability to run made it difficult to get the ball out there on the perimeter to their star receivers.
Again, they're without top offensive lineman Jacque Graham, not with the team here in Hawaii. Quick throw, Yusuf Ali with a stiff arm and a 1st down for Middle Tennessee. Pushed out of bounds after 13 yards.
Right now, DJ England Chisholm is an afterthought in this offense because they haven't been able to get him single coverage. And he's the guy that destroyed Miami with that upset win early in the season. You want to see a guy with speed. Get him out there on single coverage and just let him fly.
There he is, top of your screen, as Yusuf Ali hobbles. Cunningham threw it at the feet, incomplete, of Elijah Metcalf. Pressure from the Honolulu native, Cedric Lakalaka, the middle linebacker. A couple of injury things to monitor with Yusuf Ali, with Frank Peason going out earlier on this drive, and Quint told us earlier about the ankle injury to the corner, Corey Patterson. On 2nd down, Cunningham over the middle for Gathings. He gets quickly wrapped up, shy of the 30 by Devon Celestine after 5 yards, and now another late flag comes in ahead of what would have been 3rd down and manageable.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 54, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
So Jordan Byrd had a really costly penalty right before halftime, and now the Sam linebacker, Caden McDonald, a veteran, a 6th-year senior.
moves the ball into the red zone. I mean, you talk about costly penalties.
That's a guy making his 44th straight start, 24-year-old, but costly indeed. And now in the red zone, it's Metcalf across the middle. He gets wrapped up by Cedric Lakalaka again after 4 yards.
Changing things up with an empty formation. Trying to give your quarterback a chance to see it a little bit better. He had that shoulder injury.
Coaching staff said to us that he's got the range of motion back and all his strength, too. Second down to the outside for Lane. And he gets dragged down quickly by Dallas Branch.
Not a lot of room. These corners are playing pretty tight. Making the tackle. I do like the matchup inside. Gathings against the linebacker, against the safety. When they've had him in that slot position, he's been winning that matchup. And that could be a place to go down here.
2 and white, bottom of your screen on 3rd down and 1. Cunningham gets dragged down. Michael Shawcroft got home. Another sack for San Diego State. They've got 6 of them.
It is unbelievable how they come up with these. I mean, pressure. I mean, pressure all game long. You see them show the double inside blitz, and nobody touched either one of the linebackers coming in. Laka 43 came in, and Shawcroft 46, one after another. Not a single guy touched them.
Just came flying right in on Chase Cunningham. And now Zeke Rankin comes out from 37 yards. And it looks like it'll be even longer now for Rankin. Rick Stockstill was hot, you saw, on that Middle Tennessee sideline.
False start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Upset. Even when you are running a screen pass, you want to slow them up a little bit. You know, you just don't get out of the way. You disrupt the timing.
So it's almost like you got to chip the guy before you get out in the screen. Well, now it's 42 yards for Rankin, who hit from 44 and 49 in the first half. And Rankin misfires, slices it right, and San Diego State stays in front by 1. Rick Stockstill is hot here in Hawaii. Well, we want to send our best to the family and loved ones of Ronnie Hillman, who passed away Thursday after a bout with cancer at the age of 31, diagnosed with a rare form of kidney cancer. So many productive games in his couple of seasons, just monster performances with the Aztecs of San Diego State before his NFL career.
You know, cancer is just awful. We can wipe out cancer. We will. We can do that. Keep the effort. I mean, he passed far too soon. Far too soon.
We just came out of V-Week here at ESPN, which, boy, I think about it every year.
Yeah.
There is not a better week that this company puts on that makes you proud to be a part of it. Maiden throws across the middle. That's incomplete. Bounced in the direction of Jacoby Thomas. And Ronnie Hillman, one of many great running backs in Aztec history.
Yeah, he was not just a guy. I mean, he was a tremendous running back here. You look at that list of their all-time leading rushers. I mean, you always start with Marshall Faulk. You see Ronnie Hillman, his numbers up there. Now Pumphrey's on this staff at San Diego State. But they've had some great ones. Ronnie Hillman, one of them.
Second down for Maiden, and he throws a pick right to Teldrick Ross. It is another San Diego State turnover. Middle Tennessee with a short field again after turnover number 3.
Oh, at the beginning of the show, we talked about these two guys being really good corners and that they would need to play well today. They have done their job. Now, this is just a misread by the quarterback. Now watch, he's expecting his guy inside. He gets it over his head, and a little bit out of range of Shavers, who's 6'6". So he's thrown to a spot, and there's no way for Shavers to get there. But the presence and reaction by Ross, just fantastic. Yeah, I love when corners play quick.
Yeah, and when they deliver on the pregame setup that you had so nicely. I mean, this is the 5th time now after the 19th interception for this defense. The Middle Tennessee starts in Aztec territory. Frank Peasant back into the game, fights for a yard, wrapped up by Keyshawn Banks.
Middle Tennessee is really struggling offensively to find what works. They're an air raid offense, and the air raid isn't working, and now they're shifting and changing to other things to find a way to get yards. You do that when you can't block, you can't protect the quarterback.
Those rushing yards, not a typo you just saw. 2nd down, pressure again. Cunningham on course and sails it out of play the way you wanted to in the first half.
And the worst pressure for a quarterback is straight up the middle, straight at him. It freezes him, doesn't give him an easy way to go, and there you see the pressure again. They got 46 Shawcroft leading the way. I mean, some of these guys have been in the backfield more than the Middle Tennessee running backs.
Yeah. And pressure up the middle, to your point now, 2 possessions in a row. That's the type that Cunningham has faced. 6 sacks, 8 TFLs from Kurt Maddox's San Diego State defense. And on 3rd and 9, it's a completion across the middle to Frank Peasant. He goes barreling for a 1st down, a guy who can catch it out of the backfield as well.
Well, that's the matchup that works. You get him out of the backfield, let him find that little soft spot over the middle, pretended like he was staying in the block.
A couple of yards for Peasant. Celestine on the tackle. You saw the reaction from Rick Stockstill. You think he wants this one here in this bowl game?
He talked to us about how important it is to win this and how meaningful it is for the seniors. Is Quint calling plays over there?
Do they have 11 assistants? Lane in motion. Yes. Cunningham goes down.
MTSU. Here he is. I'll just walk with him right here. He's going to eye this up. See, he's on the crew here.
He's on the remote. He doesn't have a cord. He can go where he wants.
That's his 2nd version, Rod. He obliterated the first headset.
So they had to get a replacement?
On the last drive. That's going to be on the expense report when he gets home to his AD.
Oh, that's great. 3rd down, it's Darius Bracey on the ground. He takes it inside the 10. So on 3rd down and long, they run the ball with Bracey.
Well, wouldn't you if you've been down here a few times and what happens is you get pushed back out of field goal range, you get sacked. That kind of makes you a little bit nervous about dropping back one more time.
Sacks and an interception when they got down there.
And you're looking at it going, you know what, let's take the field goal and get ahead in this game.
From 26 for Zeke Rankin. He's been busy. And Rankin gives Middle Tennessee its first lead here of the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. Midway through the 3rd, Quinn is a shadow of Rick Stockstill.
The Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl is brought to you by Tax Act. File for less and get more.
The luau on Wednesday. Both teams come together. Pretty cool.
I don't think Middle Tennessee was really happy about the way the luau went or the way it ended. It felt like to them it was a San Diego State thing.
Yeah, because there were some San Diego State connections with some of the dancers.
Some of the dancers had San Diego State tattoos or something like that.
On their bellies.
Yeah. I guess if I were Middle Tennessee, I'd be a little bit irked by that too.
We need a little rib piece that says Murfreesboro on one of the dancers. We didn't get it. Rod Gilmore, Quinn Kesnick, Mike Monaco with you. You got one? Jordan Bird from the goal line. Gets it back, switches hands. He's wrapped up shy of the 25 by Yusuf Ali. Hey, the MegaCast is back for the College Football Playoff semifinals on December 31st. 9 different viewing options for each semifinal. The Field Pass with the Pat McAfee Show, presented by Mercedes-Benz on ESPN2. With RG3, Cole Kublik, AJ Hawk, Darius Butler, and more. Analysis and interviews from the sidelines. The MegaCast lineup also includes Command Center, AT&T, 5G Skycast, All 22, the Hometown Radio, the whole bunch, also on the ESPN app. All right, this San Diego State offense has got to get in gear. They pitch it to Jordan Bird. Good gain on first down before he's leveled out of bounds. No points since the 4-minute or so mark in the first quarter.
Well, it starts with Moose. They've got to get him comfortable, get him back squared away. That's Jalen Maiden. That's his nickname, Moose. He's 3 of 10 in his last 10 throws with 2 picks. After starting the game pretty nicely, he's struggled here. Now, give credit to Middle Tennessee. They've done exactly what Air Force did last week. They've taken away that short throw. You know, they've dared them to run against the box. They just, here we go. Quarterback got to run.
And Moose stays on his feet. And Jalen Maiden carries it all the way to the 35. This guy is big-bodied and then some.
Well, that's one of the adjustments. You know, if they're going to line up and take away, you know, the short pass with their zone coverage, they're going to dare you to run. You got to be able to run. And if you run the quarterback, you have numbers. You have one more blocker than they have defender. You should be able to run the ball and get yardage.
He got 8 yards for a first down. See 9 carries for 19 yards. Quint told us out of halftime, more RPO, more QB run for Maiden, who pulls it and lofts it to the back shoulder of Matthews, and incomplete. And again, it is Teldrick Ross standing firm and blanketing Matthews.
Not open. There was nowhere to throw that football. Ross pinned him against the sideline. Look at this coverage. You patient, wait, hands on him, drive him to the sideline, turn. When he sees the ball, you see the ball.
Eldrick Ross without his running mate, Corey Patterson, with that ankle injury, who's typically opposite Ross, standing tall in coverage. Second down and 10. Maiden tries the sideline again, and Ross, this time against Tyrell Shavers, denies him, and it's third down.
I have a question for you.
Please.
Why are you going back at Ross?
Wouldn't you try the guy who is coming
Patterson's out of the game. Why not go to the other side? That's a question.
Possible he's more comfortable throwing in this direction?
That's a better matchup out there.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, but, you know, you got the backup in over there. Stay away from the guy who's first team all-conference and go to the other side.
Maiden hasn't done that yet here on this drive. Now he looks that way, and look at how that works, Rod Gilmore. There's Jesse Matthews with some space.
They moved him to the other side and put him up against Stanley. And again, Patterson's out. His replacement is in. You go work on that side. They did. Nice throw and catch.
It's like you've done this before.
Is it that hard?
Apparently not. 14 yards and a first down for Matthews.
I love it. I love it.
What a career
But
Jesse
listen,
Matthews has had.
Part of
by the
that
way.
is getting Maiden settled down, because remember, he leads this team. He is the guy.
He's under center. The fullback Blake with him as well. It's a handoff to Jordan Bird, who gets hogtied by Quindarius Dunnigan for no gain.
Did you see Fluellen 17 up there? He's in the middle of all that. He's the safety. And he climbed all the way into the box and at the line of scrimmage involved with that. That is a sign that you need to be able to take advantage of the safety being in the box and throw behind them.
Well, now one of the running mates for Fluellen in the secondary, Teldrick Ross, he has gone off injured for Middle Tennessee and replaced. James Shellman, the fourth, seldom used corner, has come off the bench. Maiden under pressure, got it free for a completion to Jesse Matthews. Matthews with something to say at the end of the run on a big pickup, working on the newcomer Shellman for 17 yards.
How about the patience for Maiden? Did you see how long he held on to that football? He waited and waited, and as the rush got closer, he still waited, and he waited until the last possible second and got it out and gave Matthews enough time to clear out to that side. He made that play.
Brady Hoke told us that's what Maiden does so well, and that he's so calm in the pocket. Brady Hoke is not. He's nervous with how calm Jalen Maiden is.
Get the ball out. Get rid of the ball.
It's a flip on a first down to Josh Nicholson. One of the backup wide receivers gets 3 yards before he's tackled by Drew Francis.
And you see the momentum starting to shift. You feel it. The momentum is nothing more than the collective confidence of everybody. There's Ross, who's not confident he'll be back in anytime soon.
So if you're Middle Tennessee, right now you're without your top two corners, and as you said, momentum building for the Aztec offense for the first time in a while. Chance Bell's the running back on the hip of Maiden. Looking to the air again, and a good catch on an out pattern for Mekhi Shaw.
Couldn't hold it.
Dropped it at the end of it. Incomplete.
Mekhi Shaw's been a real pleasant surprise for San Diego State. Walk-on player. Was awarded a scholarship in November after having had a big game. Nice to see that. Love those scenarios.
Now he's getting some attention on the San Diego State sideline. Meanwhile, Teldrick Ross back into the game, a welcome sight for Blue Raiders fans. On third down, Maiden spins away. He fires, and it's incomplete in the direction of Jesse Matthews, who lost his footing. Now there is a flag back at the 40-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 97. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
On Quindarius Dunnigan, the defensive lineman.
Yeah, 97 Dunnigan. Again, we've had a number of these penalties after the fact. That's kept the drive going. He would say he couldn't held up. You know, he had 2 steps. 2 steps, you can avoid that hit.
A dozen combined penalties. It feels like they've all been pretty costly as well on both sides.
The timing has been terrible for those flags, for those teams moving.
So San Diego State now inside the red zone after the penalty. And a 3 tight end set. Bird trying to get to the edge, forced out by Jacoby Thomas, the strong safety. Brings up second down after no gain.
Lots of options down here. Once you're in the red zone, you know, the space shrinks. Defense likes to use that to their advantage. They're more comfortable playing some zone. They're more comfortable, you know, blitzing down here. Things have to happen a little faster. So if I'm San Diego State, I am still thinking, I like my quarterback run game down here. I like that threat, that option. They haven't been able to run the ball otherwise very well.
Illegal substitution on the offense, breaking the huddle. More than 11 players. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You saw interim offensive coordinator Jeff Horton just barking onto the field as they tried to get aligned there. And so again, costly penalties, a source of frustration evident for Brady Hoke. Ahead of the 11th play of this long third quarter drive for the Aztecs.
Best drive they've had since first quarter.
No doubt. Had a good sustained drive early on, then the long touchdown out of the backfield to Keenan Kristen. Maiden stands in and fires incomplete for Josh Nicholson. Third down and 15 coming up. Trey Fluellen in coverage.
A good job, Middle Tennessee heating up. Quarterback Maiden. Now you think this third down, okay, are you trying to get enough yardage to be more comfortable with the field goal? Or are you trying to get into the end zone, get this first down deep? If I'm Middle Tennessee, I'm going to play coverage here. I don't feel like you have to blitz or play coverage here so that you can make plays. See the quarterback, see the ball, you might get something.
Make Maiden beat you here.
Yes. Take away the short throw.
Just the 4-man rush. Maiden still under pressure anyway and just gets rid of it. Middle Tennessee able to bring pressure with 4 with Zaylen Wood and DeMonte Smith.
That is the best situation defensively. When you get pressure with 4, you can have the other 7 play pass. And 92 DeMonte Smith is putting pressure on from one angle, and then Zaylen Wood from the other. That is tremendous when you can do that. What a 39, 40-yard field goal.
For Jack Browning, who missed, you see, from 43. They'll call it 39 for the veteran kicker. And Jack Browning is good with plenty of room to spare. And San Diego State vaults back in front. Come on back to the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl after this. We welcome you back to Honolulu. A Santa sandcastle. Yeah. How good has this been, by the way? I mean, we had some fun hanging out at Duke's last night. A classic down here. Somehow we got a reservation. The great Steve Turnberger provided us with not 1, not 2, but 3 reservation options.
He's the man.
Kickoff sales for a touchback. Hey, Week 16 Monday Night Football matchup. Justin Herbert and the Chargers. They take on Jeff Saturday's Colts at Lucas Oil. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6.
You know, at the start of the game, we had a lot of concern about the heat and the impact on the players. We're late in the third quarter, fourth quarter coming up. Curious to whether we'll see that take a toll on players. Quint may be seeing some of that now.
2 tight end set for Middle Tennessee. Frank Keeson rumbles for 3 yards. Justice Tavai on the tackle down to Quint.
It has taken a toll on me, Rod, but between Gatorade and water and a couple Diet Cokes, plus 2 bananas, I'm going to make it through this game. Thanks for your thoughts. The sunscreen was very much needed. I mean, I got cooked. I'm going to look like a lobster at the post-game party. But as the sun goes down now, guys, honestly, the temperature has dropped a good 10 degrees, and not having the direct sunlight will really help these athletes finish this one off.
Cunningham was under pressure, and he threw a dart to the sideline for DJ Anglin Chisholm for a first down. He hasn't been involved a whole lot until now.
Well, he's the guy. I mean, he is the guy with track speed or close to track speed. You want to be able to get him free, get him loose.
They go quickly from the 35. Keeson shed a couple of tacklers in the backfield. Penetration came from Keyshawn Banks, a couple of yards for Peason.
Quint think I was talking about him?
I think Quint has a little bit of Tom Cruise in Top Gun when he has the aviators on in the green when he's shadowing Rick Stockstill.
No, don't do that.
No?
It's bad enough already.
You don't see it?
Don't give him any more.
We need the tank top, folks. Laying in motion, second down and 8, and it's Peason. Boy, he does not shy away from contact. Out past the 40, third down and manageable. As we close down the third, tackle made by Patrick McMorris. You decide, America. I think so.
You got to see him on the beach with the tank top, shirt off, playing volleyball.
We welcome you back to the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. Part of Capital One Bowl Mania, that is the prize here in Honolulu. We go to the fourth quarter. It's been a good one. San Diego State, a 1-point margin on Middle Tennessee here at Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex on the campus of the University of Hawaii. Big third down for Middle Tennessee. And Chase Cunningham is swarmed. Jonah Tavai with another Aztec sack, and it brings up fourth down.
As good as advertised. We talked about him, his quickness, his leverage, his balance. He comes off the edge or he comes from inside. He's, just a weeble. He will wobble, but he won't fall down. He comes off that edge and knocks the guy just out of there. He is a terrific player.
7th sack by San Diego State.
He's got to find a place and a position to play on Sundays. I think Quinn has a place for him.
Yeah. Quinn, with his Baltimore roots, has been scouting a comp. Ulbrich sends a spinning punt, backpedaling for Jordan Bird. He dances out of bounds just shy of the 20. Hey, Bowl Mania rolls out Monday afternoon. The Quick Lane Bowl, New Mexico State. Bowling Green, who's in its first bowl game since 2015. Coverage starts 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific from Ford Field in the Motor City.
We're talking about Jonah Tavai. He's listed at 6 feet, 290 pounds. Probably not that tall. And when he was heavier, he got himself down to 290. But he's a tremendous athlete. He was a rugby player, and Quinn, he might be able to play other positions if he gets a shot at it in the NFL.
Pass is batted, and did Jordan Ferguson pick it off? He did! Batted by Parker Hughes, and Jordan Ferguson with the INT, the fourth takeaway by the Middle Tennessee defense.
First and 10.
Have a day for yourself, young man. Catch a touchdown pass, get a pick, and just a sack away from being the all-time sack leader. Now, watch the pressure on the right side. That's Donegan, and he gets his hands up. And I think did he hang on to that? He rolled over. I couldn't see the ball. Could you see the ball? I couldn't see the ball.
He engulfed it.
Yeah, and when he rolled over, there's no way to tell, if it hit the ground. He had it.
So Ferguson with a good INT. It sets up another short field for Middle Tennessee, and Yusuf Ali goes to work on a swing pass for 9 yards.
Go back to that pick, and even from that angle, blocked out a little bit. I think he had it. Didn't see anything to indicate that it hit the ground.
I mean, speaking of guys with prospects for the next level, as Quint was talking about with Jonah Tavai, and say the same about Jordan Ferguson. On second down, it's a slant. Jalen Lane breaks free for a touchdown, and Middle Tennessee's back in front here in the fourth.
That's just a playmaker. That is just a playmaker. Just a quick slant, running through a tackle. Case Cunningham put this ball on the money. Just watch. Quick slant, run through the tackle. Great speed.
And they're going to go for two here.
Yeah. Fourth quarter, fair to go for two. It's the coaches who do it in the first quarter early on who run the risk of finding out they have a problem in the fourth quarter. This makes sense here.
12 in white. DJ Riles is a backup quarterback. They could try something tricky with him, trying to throw it. They fake the reverse to him, and Peason gets stood up by Keyshawn Banks. So it stays at a 5-point game with Middle Tennessee going for the 2-point conversion after this brilliance.
Just a tremendous play, great individual effort. Is there more in store? You betcha. We've had a great one so far.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, Saturday, December 31st on ESPN.
Very glad to stay up late with you tonight on Christmas Eve. It has been a fun, easy post Hawai'i Bowl. And Jalen Lane with the touchdown has Middle Tennessee in front. They have scored 16 points off of San Diego State turnovers. The Aztecs have coughed it up 3 times on the first play of a drive. Their other turnover on the second play of a drive. And how about Jordan Ferguson and all he has done?
You know, what a day he's had. Touchdown catch. He's got a pick. the thing he's expected to do, which hasn't happened yet, is get a sack. And if he gets the sack, he'll be the all-time sack leader at Middle Tennessee. How about the trifecta that he's sitting on? Beautiful route, beautiful catch, got that. And then he shows you his hands again on this tip drill. One more big play for him. Can he get a sack?
What do you call that? Receiving touchdown, interception, and a sack from a defensive lineman. What a big hit in the backfield there by Christian Dixon. Seeking the football, it's a loss of 3.
Tell you, this aggressive defense. Dixon coming inside. You see him flowing right behind where the the lineman was supposed to see him. He just shot right through that gap. This defense has really, really come alive. And that man, Ferguson, has done everything today. Everything. Except get a sack.
Scott Schaefer is going to miss him. Defensive coordinator for this Middle Tennessee squad. Maiden under pressure. Maiden escapes and sprints to the edge. How did Jalen Maiden do that and get away from the pressure of Middle Tennessee for 21 yards?
Well, you see why he was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. Athletic, big, 6'3", 220 and change, and great speed. You're not going to bring him down by just grabbing his shoulder pad.
If you're just joining us, Jalen Maiden, we told you throughout the first half, but it bears repeating. Through the first 5 games of the season was playing safety. And really in 5 years of college, had hardly played quarterback in meaningful snaps. But he has engineered a second half of the season turnaround for San Diego State to get them here as he fires incomplete in the direction of Josh Nicholson.
This is his Disney movie. You know, he represents every person, every athlete who's felt like they didn't get a chance and they were being buried on the depth chart, not getting a shot, and he waited it out and then felt like it was never going to happen and switched to safety last spring of 2022. And quarterback was over. And then the chance, the opportunity, because the team needed him to switch back, he did, and he's had a great season. It's unbelievable.
They went through Braxton Burmeister and 3 different freshmen before they settled on Maiden. On second down, he sets up the screen for Keenan Christon, who rips off another big one, and Christon is bumped out of bounds by Trey Fluellen, saving a touchdown. 39 yards.
Christian was great, but the play is made here. Look how long he held on to that ball and invited the rush in and just dropped the ball over him. His patience, Maiden's patience, made that play. And I thought for a second there, Christian with his speed was gone all the way.
How's that for an average? He went for 72 out of the backfield for a touchdown in the first half and nearly had another house call.
Transfer from USC. Was the high school California Gatorade track athlete of the year in high school.
And as you said, a sprinter for the Trojans as well. Wide open in the flat, it's Matthews, and he could not spin away from Dedrick Stanley for much. Just a yard down to Quinn.
See the track speed. When that young man turns his shoulders and gets square and runs down the field, he just accelerates. He looks like he's got track speed. Here we are, though, guys, again in the red zone for the Aztecs. This has been a bugaboo all season. Let's see if they can figure it out here on second and long. What are their options? They've gone a little to the RPO. QB run has been effective in the second half. Tight end Redmond's got a touchdown if he missed our first quarter. Let's see what the answers are.
Matthews has 6 catches as well for 79 yards. He starts in the slot. Maiden looks that way and just out of the reach of a diving Jesse Matthews. And it brings up third down for Jalen Maiden and the Aztecs.
A rare miss, and he knows it. Matthews ran a tremendous route. And watch what Maiden does. He does a good job looking left and pulling that safety away. And he had room inside and couldn't quite get it in there. A little route, a fake to the corner, and then run it to the post. I like the shot they took there.
Yep. Well-run route, like you said, from Jesse Matthews, the veteran. And now Rick Stockstill will take his first timeout.
Middle Tennessee.
Before third down. We'll
Media,
take it with him.
timeout.
And then right back for a good finish in this fourth quarter in Hawaii.
The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl is brought to you by Easy Post, the simple shipping solution.
Water park fun throughout the week for these teams, part of a great week of activities. Hats off to the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Awesome hosts and a good game that has lived up to it as well. Fourth quarter in Honolulu and a big third down coming up. Rick Stockstill, Rod, took that timeout.
Yeah, I got to believe that he was thinking about making sure they had the right package and the right players on the field to give these guys a chance to catch their breath. This is a pretty big third down here.
Making sure that the stud defensive end, Jordan Ferguson, is on the field before third down and 10 from the 19. You see him spotlight.
Yep. Can he get a single matchup?
Off the edge of Maiden, who had time, and he lasers one incomplete to the end zone. Tyrell Shavers was covered by Teldrick Ross, perhaps fighting through cramps here in the second half.
There was a momentary pause on the San Diego State sideline where it looked like they considered going for it. And then reason prevailed. You're down 5, a field goal brings you within 2 if you make it. You got a guy who's a really good kicker.
Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Year, Jack Browning from 36 yards. And good. So it trims it from a 5-point cushion for Middle Tennessee down to 2 with 10 to go in the fourth quarter. 2-point game back at the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Glad to spend Christmas Eve with all of you. Hoping you can live vicariously with this weather, this music that Quint loves, and some pretty good defense from San Diego State. 7 sacks, 10 TFLs, a couple takeaways. They're down 2 to Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee had a great game plan coming in, and then San Diego State wrecked it with their defensive line.
Touchback from Jack Browning.
Middle Tennessee has great speed on the outside. And you've seen, a lot of that tonight without the big plays coming, but you've seen E.J. England Chisholm and Jalen Lane show it, but they haven't been able to get free because the rushing attack has not been there. And since they haven't been able to run the ball, San Diego State's been able to keep a safety over the top to take away the deep throw. So the game plan was sound, just couldn't execute it because the front offensive line has had a rough day.
Chase Cunningham, the quarterback, negative 91 rushing yards with all the pressure he's been under. And he floats one down the sideline for Jalen Lane, the intended target on a first down shot with Dallas Branch in coverage.
But I like what they did. They recognized that pressure was coming on first down and that you had single coverage, and they took a shot at it. That's where they have the advantage. They just couldn't convert that.
For those of you just tuning in, it's been a good one out here in Honolulu. 2-point lead for Middle Tennessee, who went down early 14-0, but surged back starting in the second quarter. And on second down, they go to Frank Peason on the ground. And again, the front of San Diego State defensively stands tall with Garrett Fountain.
Yeah, whether it's Opoko, number 90 in the middle of this, you'll see him come on across, destroy his blocker, and get involved. Also, Garrett Fountain, 39, is in there. He's already had a big play on a fake punt. And Tavai, 66. It's been one defensive lineman after another.
And now it sets up third down and 12 after a loss of 2 for Chase Cunningham and the Blue Raiders. He throws on the run to Isaiah Gathings, out of bounds, just shy of the sticks for Gathings. 10 yards, brings up 4th and 2.
Oh, and as much as he would want to go for it here, you have to kick it. This is when, Quentin, you and I have been talking about this lately, win probability. You know, if you go for it here, does it really help you, your chances of winning, or does it hurt you? Or is it safer to punt? And they believe it's safer to punt.
Coach uses the analytics service, the book. He's old school. Says, you know, what the book says sometimes is not what I agree with. The book doesn't factor in how our defense is playing or how banged up a certain player is or which way the wind is blowing or how warm it is out here right now.
It's a touchback from Kyle Ulbrich, 67-yard punt. And San Diego State, after Rick Stockstill punts, takes over down by 2 after they put together their best drive offensively in a long time.
Yeah, so you got a little confidence now. We said they needed to get their quarterback, Jalen Maiden, a.k.a. Moose. They needed to get him settled and get his confidence because he had gone from mid-first quarter to late third quarter without really being effective.
Yep.
And then now you have that recent drive, the confidence is there. And remember, he's the guy. He's the heartbeat. Everybody on this team loves him and follows him.
That's what we heard from coaches on both sides of the ball yesterday visiting with this San Diego State program, how he was galvanizing. Throws the short pass to Darius De Los Reyes, who fought for 9 yards, wrapped up by Drew Francis. Now the right tackle, Josh Simmons, lost his helmet, so he's got to head off for a play.
You know how unusual that is to find a backup player, a reserve player, as a leader that every position group, both sides of the ball, respects and follows? That's incredibly unusual. Usually you have to be a starter.
To do it from a third-string safety to the quarterback leading this team. Jordan Byrd on the ground and no gain. So it's third down now for San Diego State, down to Quinn.
Yeah. So when Maiden was made a safety, it wasn't like he was gifted the starting role. He was fourth in the depth chart, and because of injuries from performance, eventually he became a player. In that Week 4 game against Toledo, he had 8 tackles. That was his shining moment. 2 days later, Brady Hoke calls him in his office and says, Jalen, we want you to go back and play quarterback. And what's going on in his mind at that stage? This is a guy who had the dream of being a college quarterback. Suddenly he's got to pivot in different directions.
And now here in gorgeous Honolulu, on a rollout, Maiden to the air and complete to Tyrell Shavers for a chunk play in the plus territory, wrapped up at the 40 after 31 yards, and Moose delivers.
Great decision making. He had a choice. He had a back in the flat to easily pick up the first down, but he chose to take the gamble and go down the field. The more difficult throw, and he got it. Shavers gives them a big gain.
Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, said to us yesterday, if somebody said they weren't shocked by what Jalen Maiden has done, they'd be lying to you with how he has engineered this turnaround for an Aztecs team that has won 5 of its last 7 to get here to this bowl game. Maiden to the outside with a completion to Jordan Byrd, the running back who is split out wide.
Think about what he could be next year. He has never had an offseason where he was the guy and that he got the focus, coaching, and attention that the other quarterbacks, were getting. That will be him this offseason.
Said he never thought he'd be back playing quarterback. He had fully bought into playing safety. Yet here he is, trying to lead his team back in front of Middle Tennessee midway through this 4th. After 7 yards to Jordan Byrd. On 2nd down, Byrd, the speedster to the edge, well defended. Trey Fluellen, the great free safety, strung it out for a loss of 2, and now it's 3rd down.
Byrd is not the biggest guy, but he runs hard, runs and represents New Mexico, as he said. Not many players get recruited out of New Mexico. He said he represents the 505.
Trying to leave a legacy, he says, at his size of being productive, but Middle Tennessee's been stout against him. Byrd with 11 carries for just a yard with this gorgeous backdrop. Empty set on 3rd down. Pressure comes, quick throw incomplete. Intended for De Los Reyes. Dedrick Stanley wishes he had an interception, and it's 4th down from the 35-yard line.
Decision making. You've got an excellent kicker.
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
One of the DBs deep downfield, Teldrick Ross. A couple of times now he's been fighting here to stay at full strength in the second half on a hot day.
He's been in and out of the lineup. Has had a tremendous day. Certainly has delivered all what we saw on film about his ability to play that corner spot. Has a pick in this game. He was up for the challenge. I think both their corners, before getting banged up, were both playing outstanding.
Hey, coming up next, we will get you to Sports Center with Zubin and Arda hanging out in the studio with 5:49 here to go. So, Brady Hoke facing a decision.
Oh, he's going to punt it? No, they're going to kick this. Yeah, 42, 52-yarder now. 52, 53.
50 plus either way for Jack Browning, who has made from 39 and 36. He has missed from 43. Long this season is 50 yards back in September. And Browning on its way and good. Jack Browning all sorts of fired up. Puts the Aztecs in front here in the 4th.
Special Teams Player of the Year in the Mountain West Conference, right?
Making Brady Hoke look very wise here at Honolulu. Jack Browning just drilled one from 52 yards, a Hawaii Bowl record for field goal length, and it puts San Diego State in front 23-22 on Middle Tennessee with less than 6 to go here in the 4th quarter. Browning does everything, and his kickoff sails for a touchback.
So if you're Middle Tennessee, you might have 2 possessions left in this game, but you can't count on getting that second possession. So this drive could be everything. And it's imperative that Chase Cunningham has a wee bit more time, or they go back to what they did a couple times in the first quarter and move the pocket, get him out so he can, have a chance and throw. Because this defensive line has just made mincemeat of their offensive line.
If you're just joining us, that's the story when Middle Tennessee has the ball. Chase Cunningham, the 6th-year senior, in his last collegiate game has been under pressure all day. They keep it on the ground with Frank Peason. A couple of yards. Keyshawn Banks, the tackle.
This is also a really, really good tackling defense, San Diego State. You don't see a lot of missed tackles. You don't see a lot of arm reaching, body up. Good tackles.
Cunningham swings it out to Peason. Out of the backfield, and he gets ushered out by Michael Shawcroft. No gain, and it brings up 3rd down for Middle Tennessee.
Oh, quickly, they should check and see what's the coverage on the back end. DJ England Chisholm, is he getting single coverage, or is a safety playing over the top? If one is not playing over the top, you take the chance. They look like they're playing a single high.
Against 3 and white, bottom of your screen. Instead, over the middle, it's Isaiah Gathings on a dart from Chase Cunningham for a 1st down.
He's been winning that matchup all day. In that slot position, matched up against a safety. You see his big body. It doesn't matter that the coverage is good. He sort of blocked him off as if you would box out for a rebound.
6'4" wide receiver who operates out of the slot. Cunningham wants a shot for Gathings down the sideline, and he draws a flag. Devon Celestine was in coverage, matched up with Gathings.
Yeah, and that is good play calling. That is a smart decision. We've talked about the advantage there is on the outside. And when you get the chance to get the single coverage, you got to
Pass
attack it.
interference, number 31, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And if you're Celestine, number 31, this is actually a smart play. Take the penalty. Don't give up the big catch.
Takes his medicine, the 15 yards.
Yeah, take the 15, but don't give up the big play.
Gathings to the sideline for now, getting a breather.
Now the coaching point is don't get beat.
No.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Into plus territory from the 46. And it's Peason playing through a shoulder injury. Just a yard for Frank Peason. Hey, fans, tune into the ESPN app for the Capital One postgame immediately following this game.
They're moving that defensive line on first down. A slant here, bringing the linebackers in close. They're making it really, really hard to run the football. Look at that. Now they're showing pressure. Do they stay in it?
They bring 4. Quick pass complete over the middle to Jalen Lane on another slant. Another Middle Tennessee first down.
Again, when you get the pressure and you get the single coverage, take advantage of it. Well, look at the route. Way off. That's a clear path to make that throw.
Jalen Lane, a guy you love. He's got 9 catches.
He's special.
For 100 yards.
5'8" and special.
Darius Bracey, the running back, these last 2 snaps. Cunningham his way up the sideline and incomplete. Well defended by Celestine this time.
Plenty of time. Sometimes when you go up-tempo in these critical situations, you get ahead of yourself. Relax. They've got plenty of time.
You said at the start of this drive, you got to operate. If you're Rick Stockstill, like this is the only time you're getting the football. Down the stretch. Off a play fake to the outside for Lane again, his 10th catch. And Jalen Lane with a first down. He has been busy. It's 11 more yards.
The respect for his speed is immense. These corners are laying off and giving that free access, giving that easy throw.
Down to Quint.
Well, once they're in field goal range right now, Coach Stockstill just walked by me, so eat some clock, eat some clock. Okay, so theoretically you've secured the field goal at this stage without any negative plays or penalties, and so now they're going to be a little slower to operate. It's an air raid team. They typically go fast. You're going to see them go slow here the rest of the way.
And Brady Hoke should be watching the clock to make sure he preserves time, too.
Peason soaking some seconds. Keyshawn Banks, the tackle.
I would wait to see what happens after the second down play. I would use my first timeout after that play to think in terms of preserving time when I get the ball back. I wouldn't let them just eat up all the clock.
3 remaining for Brady Hoke and San Diego State. And now they're going to take the timeout with, what, 14,
Timeout.
13
San Diego
seconds
State.
left on the
Their
play
first
clock.
of the half.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
You know, if you're going to call it, they could have called it 14, 15 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to wait till after the next play.
So instead, Brady Hoke uses his first one right there. 2:20 to go. San Diego State up by 1 with Middle Tennessee driving.
Game management. This is where the coaches really earn their paychecks. How do you play it down to the wire? How do you preserve time on the clock? What are the best plays that you save? Now, every coach, on offensive side, defensive side, they saved something for the fourth quarter they have not shown. And for the defense, it's a special blitz that you know will work for you. For the offense, it's a play here or there, play in the red zone that you know if you get the right formation is a winner for you. So both teams have an ace that they're sitting on. We'll see who plays it.
On second down, Cunningham hands it off again. Frank Peason is wrapped up for no gain by the Honolulu native Cedric Lakalaka and Michael Shawcroft. A couple of guys playing in their last collegiate games. And Brady Hoke takes a second timeout, 1 left ahead of third down.
He likes his chances of operating, with 2 minutes to go or with 1 timeout. Good for him. And remember, we've said from the very beginning, the career and the journey of Jalen Mayden has been like a Disney movie. And, of course, this is likely to come down to him having the ball with the game on the line.
Why would it go any other way at this point? Hey, coming up next, Sports Center, Zubin Mehenti, Arda Ocal, star-studded group hanging out in the studio. Flip side of it, we've talked a lot about Jalen Maiden. Chase Cunningham, sixth-year senior, started as a walk-on. Torn ACL last year. Once he finally got a chance to be the starting quarterback, he had to come from being the number 2 last year to being the starter, then the ACL. Now he's back driving Middle Tennessee here. They keep it on the ground again with Peason, and Caden McDonald wrapped him up. So they do take the security of that field goal, and Brady Hoke uses his third timeout.
Well, the reasoning has to be, one, okay, we want to make them burn that last timeout, and two, you've seen enough sacks already.
Yep.
You do a pass, drop back here, or even the quick game, you might knock yourself into a tougher field goal. So I get why they ran it there. Makes sense.
Middle Tennessee's kicker, Zeke Rankin, coming into today, hadn't made from longer than 35 yards all season. Yet, in the first half, he made from 44. He made from 49. He's also hit from 26. He did miss once from 42, but they are content to trot him out here with just over 2 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
I just like the way he's walked on the field. I mean, he's had that swagger going out on the field, so.
Nervous moments for Rick Stockstill. Zeke Rankin from 37 for the lead on its way, and good.
He's got that swagger. There was never any doubt from the way he walked on that field. He knew he had this. And guess what? The Disney movie continues. San Diego State will have a possession after this one was drilled and put his Blue Raiders up.
I mean, he can barely watch right now on that sideline. A guy in Rick Stockstill who, for his part, has had some viral moments this year. Remember, we started the broadcast with Middle Tennessee talking about their win over a top 25 team in Miami. And Rick Stockstill drew headlines post-game for saying, yeah, we kicked their tail. He reiterated with us yesterday, we didn't just throw in a half-court shot.
That's right.
And then he had the famous comment, which he told us yesterday, he probably went a little too far and regretted. He said they paid us $1.5 million, but they only averaged 1.6 yards per carry. And now he's gritting his teeth here in Honolulu.
A little shade, but when you knock off the U, you can have a little shade, right? You can throw a little bit of that.
2 minutes to go. 2-point game. Jordan Byrd back deep. 4 return touchdowns in his career. He will take it from the 1. He is shifty. He's got speed, but he is wrapped up shy of the 25-yard line by Devin Curtis, one of the starting linebackers for the Blue Raiders. And now the script continues for Jalen Maiden. Remember, 5 games into this season, he was playing safety. His quarterback's coach now was coaching defense as an analyst at Mississippi State, yet the stage is set for Jalen Maiden here.
His patience will be critical here. Can't take sacks. No need to force the ball on first or second down.
Jordan Ferguson has had a monster day. An interception, a breakup, and a receiving touchdown. As Maiden goes to the air for a completion to Jesse Matthews. Shoved out of bounds at the 45 after 20 yards.
Remember, we talked about this makeshift offensive line San Diego State had. They had to move some people around. Look at the job that they do on keeping Ferguson out and creating a pocket.
Eldrick Ross is in the game. 1 in white, the great corner who has been battling through some hiccups here health-wise in the second half. Maiden on the ground, nothing doing. It's Jordan Ferguson making the stop. Second down.
Finding a way to impact the game.
San Diego State without timeouts. On second down and 12. Maiden under pressure. Maiden is dragged down by Zaylen Wood. Clock rolls, no timeouts. Third down coming up for the Aztecs.
That's holding the ball too long. We talked about the patience, but you could not afford a sack.
On a money down, 3rd and 24. Made it up the sideline, and it's broken up by Teldrick Ross. Intended for the 6'6" Tyrell Shavers, and now it's 4th down.
And Ross has been fighting cramps most of the day and almost looked like he wasn't going to be able to run. But when you have a taller receiver on you, you have to beat him to the ball. And you saw that Ross got up front, got up there first.
Rick Stockstill will take a timeout.
Timeout.
Had 2 left. He'll use one here before 4th down and 24.
Yeah, a big play. He's getting the sack. Zaylen Wood, little help from Ferguson with the pressure. It was the one thing we talked about that San Diego State and Jalen Maiden in particular could not allow to happen, could not take a sack. And that sack really took them out of everything. It was one of the times when his patience in holding the ball that long was holding it a bit too long. You gotta get rid of it and come back and play the next play.
So much experience on the Middle Tennessee defensive line. Scott Shaper said as much as he's had in that room, and they brought the heat.
Yeah, 2nd and 12, trying to make something happen. As you mentioned, the pressure. Zaylen Wood gets freed up, and that ball is not out of there. And that's a huge sack. That might be the defensive play of the game.
Down to Quint.
He's back on the field now, and he'll take his spot on the far side. 14 in the black uniform. I point him out because he's 6'6". Okay, he's got a height advantage. The corner play for Middle Tennessee has been outstanding, but let's see if they give him a high one.
Had just gone off after the incompletion. Back in. It's Maiden across the middle on a lateral that's bobbled, bouncing around, and Middle Tennessee trying to put this on ice. Teldrick Ross comes up with it, and Middle Tennessee can salt it away. They went to Shavers across the middle. He flipped. Middle Tennessee pounces on it, and they can walk out of here victorious.
How about that? San Diego State tried to go with the hook and lateral to try to create an opportunity to keep the play alive. But Middle Tennessee was up for it. And that man, Ferguson, in the mix while we saw Ross come up with the ball, and as well as San Diego State played, and particularly on defense, got to give a lot of credit to what the Middle Tennessee defense did. They were outstanding as well.
They forced 5 turnovers. Jordan Ferguson at the forefront, tonight's Capital One Player of the Game. This guy is special. Came in the diesel package for a thick 6. If you weren't with us earlier, they lined him up as a tight end. He scored it. What else would you want?
He got a touchdown and a pick.
That's what you get in the Easy Post Hawai'i Bowl. A bath for Rick Stockstill and a bowl win and an 8-win season for Middle Tennessee. They went down 14-0 early on, and that is the look of a hard-earned victory for Middle Tennessee.
They were on the verge of being blown out by San Diego State, but found a way to hang into the game.
Want to thank the great men and women of our crew working on the holidays. They were outstanding. Led by our producer, Eric Posman, director Charlie Reynolds, and the whole gang. For Quint Kesnick, Rod Gilmore, Mike Monaco saying so long. Remember, on the ESPN app, Capital One post-game coverage. But coming up next, it's SportsCenter. We say so long from Hawaii.